Welcome to the Intelligent Idea podcast.
Cool. We in. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Intelligent Idea Talkers podcast. Yo, for the week 1/17/2025, January 17th, 2025. Thanks for joining us. First episode of the New Year's. Happy New Year's, fellas.
Yeah,
I'm your D.
Happy New
Happy
Year.
New Year.
Yeah, man.
This is Juice. Hey,
Oh, yeah.
You gotta introduce yourselves. Yeah, man.
This is Juice. Yeah, it might be. Yeah, this is Juice. Yo, my computer's like kind of choppy right now. I don't know. Probably got
It's all
too
good.
much stuff going on up here right now, but yeah, this is.
I know, man. I know the Intelligent Idea Talkers and Frank, Zero Ambition.
Zero. Hey, yeah.
Yes, sir.
What's up?
Yeah, I know we've kind of reduced ourselves to doing virtual, but that's why the in-person ones are so good, you know? We got to do an in-person cast again, man.
Sure.
I feel like I
Yeah, we
haven't
really
actually
do.
laid actual eyes on you fellas in months, man. So,
I mean, real talk,
Yeah,
right?
man.
Like, unless you have a cookout or something, like, yo, I haven't seen.
yeah, man. Happy
You
New
know
Year's, fellas. We're talking pre-cast about the snow. For those of you who don't know, we live here in Northern Virginia, and they had a snowstorm recently. So, yeah, it was crazy, man. Snow is not the same. I saw some kids in my neighborhood that were sledding down the hill. I remember going out in the snow. You didn't care if your hands were cold, your fingers, you know. Now, like as an adult, when you have to drive around snow piles and you're like, man, this shit sucks, man. I gotta go wash the car. I got salt all on my car, you know.
Yo,
Like, damn.
I don't know if it's just me, man, but like, I think maybe I'm getting close to that get off my lawn age, right?
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Because like everything you just said is like, is kind of like, it just like made me feel pains in my body, you know, and it's just
Mhm.
like, fuck, you know, I gotta shovel,
Gotta go shovel
and
the plane. I gotta go
I
get some
gotta wash
salt.
the car with
Yeah.
salt, and I salt the ice in. You know, I gotta
Yeah.
worry about these fucking kids and get
Yeah, making all this type of noise and shit.
So like, yo, for real,
What's going on my lawn?
it's like, yo, it's getting to that age. I'm just like, responsibility. You know, I'm just
Yeah.
like, it's easier, just get off my lawn.
I know, like going out in the snow sucks. The parking lots ain't really shoveled, and you're like, oh god, man, I was, you know.
And then on top of that, and this is what we were just talking about before we started, but it's just like, so winter break for our kids was the last 2 weeks of the year. And we were so that's rough in general,
Yes.
right? Because you know, you gotta entertain and, you know, be present, and that's fine, right? Especially when you're used to the whole routine of
The
only
whole
getting your
winter
kids. You get used to the whole routine of getting your kids for like a couple of hours at the end of the day and in the beginning of the day. Anyway, so 2 weeks I think we were all looking forward to those kids to go back to school so we can catch up on us, on our lives, and get work done and things like that. Man, the snow was timed perfectly. The snow was timed so perfectly.
They lucked out so much with that snow, bro. They did. They really did.
They got an extra 5 days home.
Whole extra week off. You know.
And I'm like,
and then they had like a half a day on Friday. I was like, well, you might as well just give them the day off. Like, what's the point of that?
They had them going at 11 o'clock on Friday. And I'm like, what?
Well, yeah, what's the point now? You know, already fucked it up. Yeah.
Like, it's already over. Like, the week's
Like,
over.
are they gonna stay till 6 o'clock?
Not-
You know what I mean?
I'll pick
You know
up
what
on
I'm
Right.
Monday.
We got to
Like,
extend the school hours. Yeah.
I'll pick them up on Tuesday. Monday's a holiday, right?
Yeah, right. I'm reclaiming my time, yo.
Yeah, for real. It's like it was rough. It was rough, man. Like for me personally, like there was just a lot of cabin fever because we couldn't go outside because we got like a foot of snow. And,
Yeah, thank God for my PlayStation, man.
Oh man.
Hey, your son is older, D. You know what I'm saying? He's probably hanging out in his room. Like,
Oh yeah, all the time, yeah.
But in any case, like there was just a lot of cabin fever going on. The storm, and you know what? I hate to be the bearer of bad news, fellas, but we're supposed to get more snow.
Mm-hmm. I heard it's not supposed to be as much. I hope not.
It's supposed to be like, I think like in 2 instances, I think like Sunday to Monday is supposed to be like 2 to 3 inches, and then next Friday is supposed to be like half a foot.
I know, man. Like, and it's only January. We're like, shit. You know,
Well,
still got to make it through February and March. You know, March is pretty much the winter too. So
this
Could
is
be
the
California
time
right
I
now.
have it. Yo,
yeah,
California
real,
right.
dude.
burned up to a crisp.
California.
Yeah, shout out to
California's going
California,
through
man.
it.
Like, it's
They're
crazy,
going through it, man. It is crazy, man. Like
isn't it?
people are
It's wild.
people are like losing homes, and it is just it's just awful.
And then you hear stories about like all the insurance companies canceling homeowners
Right.
insurance policies before, and they're like, is that true?
That
Like,
should be illegal.
it should be illegal. That is
I'm
crazy.
pretty
It's
sure
crazy
that's
to be.
true. I'm pretty sure it's true.
Yeah,
Like,
I believe it. I believe 100%.
But I also agree. I also agree it should be illegal to do that. Like that's
Now I get it. There are more risk in high risk areas for certain disasters. Like maybe in Florida, you don't have maybe a lot of insurance companies cancel for hurricane, flood damage or something like that. Which I'm sure happens all the time. But
I'm just trying
that
to think.
should be illegal, man. That's crazy.
I'm trying. I'm also trying to think like why don't they? Maybe I shouldn't put a blanket generality with this, but like it's one of those things. It's like this happened. This has happened before, not to this extreme, but this has happened before many times throughout the history of the state existing or that area, and it's like, why isn't it that there's like any kind of actions taken to like prevent the damage that could be caused by these fires, right? Like maybe building the homes or rebuilding the homes out of like flame retardant material, just so that in case something like this happens again at a minimal cost, because this is like lives at stake, right? Like, but like in case this happens again, then the damage will not be so severe, and people will not be displaced from their homes or die, for God forbid. But it's like that's not
materials is like flame retardant to like a whole
like we're talking about like down to the insulation, not like the outside of the house, but like maybe like neoprene, right? Mm-hmm. Neoprene is a material you can use for insulation in the house. That flame, a flame doesn't like bounce off, say what the fuck, but like it's more like like the those like the jackets, the like rain jackets, right? It's kind of like that material, right? Like kind of like that nylon, neoprene, that material. Flame doesn't necessarily burn it in the capacity when you put it in insulation, not like a jacket, but like with insulation. So it's like that, just like kind of something like that, though, something along those lines where they can rebuild these homes with flame retardant material, so that if case this happens again, and I don't know, this country
will, considering, because
I hope so.
It's crazy. It's like
the climate change is a real thing, man. Like,
yes,
they always said like it was going to be extremes. Like California flooded like over the summer, and then now they're dry as a bone.
Yep,
and burning the fuck up. But like,
burnt to a crisp.
We're way over here in these extremes, man. Like,
yeah,
it's crazy. It's like, how does a wildfire like that even start? So you're just saying like lightning strikes? Is this dry? Somebody tosses a cigarette or something?
No,
how does it exactly start?
It's a combination of different things, but there have been conspiracy theories, man. Like, I don't know if you've been reading about
I've heard all that too. I don't want to believe, like, seriously?
People are saying it's straight up arson.
Yeah, I heard
like
that too.
It started somewhere by someone, and then it just kept spreading. And then people are also saying like, oh, when there's instances of the fire maybe going out, and the same motherfuckers who started it are
coming back.
Flames. They're coming back and starting more fires, and I'm like, what?
You heard there was a guy dressed as a fireman who was like looting houses or some shit like that.
Yes, dude.
Yeah,
like
goddamn, never let a good disaster go to waste. I guess probably all types of crime, man, looting and just it's crazy, man. I couldn't imagine, man. For any high risk weather area like that, like wildfire, tornadoes.
In a
Like,
way,
look
it's kind
around
of like, you know, if you're willing to take the risk, hey, they love
Yeah.
it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
if
but you
you're
know,
willing to take the risk,
we
they see
we
the
make light
bird
of it,
up.
but you know,
You see the
the
bird
heart
up,
goes
you
out.
can take it. They left it for dead, right?
The heart goes out because those are people's
They left it for
those are
dead.
people's
Nobody's
lives.
gonna use it. It's about to burn up. In
I
fact,
mean-
you may be doing them a favor. At
I mean,
least.
that goes to show again, it's a combination of like different elements that could have caused the fire, right? Like it's about like drought, like dryness.
That's what's keeping it going, right?
Heat.
It's the
That's
fact
what's
that the
keeping it
climate, is, like
There's
the
no
environment,
rain.
is so dry.
Yeah, there's
Like
no
they
rain.
don't
Yeah,
have the water pressure. Like
right.
I heard that there was a lot of like funds that was
It's the
diverted
air
from the
too.
fire.
It's the
The
air
air,
too. Yeah, the
that
air's so
wind
dry.
flow,
Yeah,
it's
and the
throwing
winds,
timbers
the
for
winds.
miles.
The winds, dude.
Yeah.
The winds are the main reason why the fire has been spreading so fast
Mhm.
and so far. You know, like
You have
people.
conspiracy theories, but it's like the basics. The basics will cover it. I think
Those
Like,
are there.
You don't need the conspiracy theory.
Those are there. Those are there.
Yeah.
Yeah, just the heart goes out because you know, look around us right now, and you're in your nice, comfy house, man. And something happens, and you come back, and everything you own is gone. You know, like everything is gone. Everything around you is gone. The comforts of home are gone. You know, so it sucks, man. It really does, man. So God bless people in California, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's
I couldn't
that's so
imagine.
crazy.
it shouldn't happen. It shouldn't happen to anybody.
Yeah.
I'll take the snow 10 times out of 10. I mean, unless we get
Oh
too
yeah,
much,
100%.
another
Yeah.
problem.
It deal with
Then
some
we
salt.
get- I would
I would necessarily take like an avalanche or a blizzard.
Yeah, right, yeah.
No. Hold on, let me be clear. Let me be
Yeah, to walk it back.
clear.
Everybody just calm down. Let me talk.
Y'all
You
look
ever watch
like,
this
oh, word?
You guys remember the blizzard of '96? Remember that blizzard?
Yes. That's
I know-
exactly
I
what
know-
I'm
yeah,
about.
I remember.
Yeah, I know Juice remember because we was on Carry Down, man. And that joke, I remember. Imagine how the parents felt during that blizzard, man, because it was fun for us. We were kids.
What
We were out
about
there sledding and
well? I mean, what about fucking like 10 years ago? Like
there was.
2015?
I remember. Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
that was the most snow I'd ever seen in my life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was 3
True.
feet of snow.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
That was
Oh, yeah, shit,
crazy.
man.
I look. I took my son out in the snow just to have some fun. You know, it was his first big snowstorm. That man got sick almost instantly, bro. Nose got stuffy and everything. I said, "Let's go back in, man. My bad, man. I'm sorry."
It's crazy.
Hey, but you gotta leave him out there, roll him around.
Yeah,
That shit.
yeah. Come on, man. Go roll around in that shit.
Hey, come on. Pack some
He got
snow
sick
in his ear.
instantly.
No, I took Talib
Oh,
out.
man.
I took Talib out into the snow. He had a blast, man. Like,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
yeah,
took
fun.
You love it when you're young. Yeah, you got the
hill
energy
behind
to.
the house.
Mhm.
I took we had the chance to take Miles sledding with a neighbor because the neighbor offered to go sledding like a couple of days into the storm, and Miles was like, "Oh yeah," and then he was
I forgot
out
what the
there
fire
not
did,
like,
right?
yeah, more.
Hey,
Yeah.
that's my boy.
Yeah,
Tell him it's
but so I will. So he went sledding. So we went sledding with him. But Miles was out there like 20 minutes, and you could tell he was fucking freezing. Like he was just like,
Yeah.
he was just like, "Can we go inside?" And I'm like, "All right, let's go."
Your nose running and whatnot. Yeah, like,
Yeah, man, he was done. He was
Mhm.
done because like once we ended, like everything came to him. Right? It's like my hands are cold, my feet are cold. You know,
Yeah.
I'm cold, my head is cold. I can't see, and I'm like, let's go, let's go inside, dude. Like,
Even when we were kids, it was only fun for a little while because them fingers and them toes start getting wet.
Oh,
You're like,
yeah.
okay,
yeah, man.
I'm ready to go in,
Talib
bro.
definitely was like, yeah, can we go inside?
Talib,
I was waiting for you.
yo,
I'm ready to
Talib
go.
said that.
Yeah.
And
All
Talib
right, yes,
said that,
yes, I'll
yo,
wait
you know, it was fucking cold outside.
No, we was out there for a minute. He was just like, he was like just having a blast. He was sending the sled down. It was like, "I'm make snow angels." He was doing all kinds of stuff. But after a while, it was just like, "All right, let's
Oh,
go
yeah.
inside." I was like, "All right, let's go."
Like, yeah,
Like,
I
all
don't-
right.
I only need to be out there for a little bit. 30 minutes, 45 minutes, I'm in the house.
Yep.
But I will say, you know, I guess
My
in closing
daughter,
about
yo.
snow. Now go ahead.
No interest at all.
Mhm. Oh yeah, bro.
She was look. All right, it was partially my
How old is
fault.
she? How old is she, Juice?
She kind of face planted at the beginning.
Hey, Juice, how old is she?
She's almost 2. She'll be 2 in March.
Oh, okay, yeah, well, yeah. She couldn't give a damn, bro.
Yeah, she's
Like
like,
what?
this is cold as shit.
Yeah,
No.
what's
Take me
this?
inside. No.
Brushing the shit off and shit.
She's like, I don't want it. I don't want it. Oh.
Yeah, man. You know, shoot, man, I will say, I guess in closing about snow, there is a beauty to it though. Like when it's cold, like at night in the evening, and you're warm in the house, and you step out in the front, you just see the snow falling, and it's quiet, and you just, you know what I mean? There's a beauty to it, you know, especially when it's fresh and it hasn't been shoveled yet, and there's nobody really trying to dig themselves out, just covering everything, you know. So that part was good. It's always good to see that first snow like that, but I was over it quick.
True.
Yeah, you get over it quick.
Yeah. Like, just looking out the window, seeing like this white, like tundra, just lays on everything.
You hunker down in your house with your family, you know what I mean? Like you're cool, chilling, and
it's nice.
You get over it. Get over it pretty quick.
Oh yeah, it's nice. It's nice. And then when's the get off my lawn moment?
Then 2 days go by. You're like, get off my lawn.
They go shoveling, trying to make a walkway.
Motherfucking.
Man.
I hate shoveling snow, man. The first couple of shovels are not that bad. Then you realize, damn, I got to do the rest of the dry. I got to do the rest of the parking spot. I got to do hers too. I can't just do mine. Shit. And then you feel obligated.
I put all the snow in the other parking space.
Look, and you fellas live in townhouses too. So now you feel like obligated to do the whole. How much of the sidewalk do you guys do? Do you just do that like one part in front of your house?
Yes.
Yeah, I feel you. But sometimes especially if the house has grown men in it. I'm like, bro, I'm not doing in front of your house, bro. You got grown men in there.
My neighbor to the right did his corner and his jump.
Yeah.
Up to mine. Then I did it right up in mine.
Oh, there's a hard stop.
Right here?
No.
Oh, there's a hard stop, bro.
Like 3 more days. It was just a line right there.
There's a hard stop, bro.
This
is me right here.
Trying to go that way? Can't go that way.
I shit you not. My neighbor's on either side of me. Now Morgan's not my neighbor. Morgan is two houses away from me. He's cool, but my neighbor's on either side of me. Those motherfuckers did not come out once during the storm. Their cars are the only cars on this street that still have snow on top of it.
God damn.
Yeah, see, that's crazy that you can still have snow on top. But that means you ain't got to go no goddamn where. Yeah.
And that's exactly why.
God damn.
Well, I don't know how they do it, but they just hunkered down the whole time.
Just eating rice and beans.
That's why when I was shoveling, I'm like, there are some clean lines from my door to my cars. There's some clean lines, but I did not go like a single clean ass line right up to their car. And I'm like, all right, I'm stopping here. Same thing, stopping on either side. And I'm like, as long as me and my family can get to our cars, we're good.
I feel like the same width and length that you have to cut your grass is the same width and length that you have to shovel. So if I only got to cut my grass at this certain spot,
get it.
Yeah,
that's the good way of looking at it.
Yeah, I mean, look, if I was a younger fella and had a bigger heart, I guess maybe like,
more spry back and whatnot. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm old too, man. Like,
get off our fucking lawn. Get off the lawn. Get off the goddamn lawn. Get off my goddamn lawn. The fuck are you doing here? I'm telling you.
Yeah, man. But no, the old dude on my right, he's an old Asian guy. Like he cleared out his whole parking lot, like both his car, his wife's car. They actually have like the walkway from like they live on the corner, right? Mm-hmm. So they got cleared the walkway on the side and in the front, right? So he just cleared all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
See,
so he's cool, and he was out there talking. You know what I'm saying?
So see, that's cool. That's cool, and it's like that's.
He didn't do mine, and I was, it was cool, like no worries.
But I mean that's the type where it's like, okay, if it happens and you're not out here, I'll do your, I'll do your sidewalk, I'll help you out, I'll get you started, But
I might do the sidewalk to a certain extent, but I'm not going up your walkway to your door.
I'm not going in between your cars,
Unless you're a little old lady or something, and I know you, but whatever. Used to be this old guy on the corner. He used to cut all the grass. So he cut his grass, the house next to his grass and our grass. I didn't ask him to do that mess, man. We got a lawnmower, man, you know. So I go out there and cut the grass one morning. I see him peeking through the blinds. Man, I am not dragging this lawnmower over there to cut your grass down. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Come on, man. I didn't see. I'd have done it. I'd have done it.
I just got off work.
Damn.
I just got off work, bro. And look, and one, I have an electric mower, so that means I got to unplug it from the front of my house, go to his house, plug it in, and then do his yard. No, man, no.
He's retired.
Y'all got a lawnmower,
He's
man.
got the time. He's probably got like a.
Yeah, he's an old retired guy, so you know.
Well, you see, you gotta do it differently, D. Right? Like, so I used to have a neighbor who was to the other side, who used to live over there, and the wife used to do everyone's lawn on the strip, everyone, right? And she's like, I don't mind doing it, and I'm like, well, I'm not really an expert lawnmower because their lawn was like pristine, right? Like,
yeah.
So what we would do instead of cutting their lawn and fucking it up, we would buy Krispy Kreme and we would buy them a box and then give them Krispy Kreme. So you got to do it differently, right? You don't have to mow their lawn, but maybe you can buy them something nice. You know, say thank you. Yeah, you know.
I ain't asked him to do that. Matter of fact, I told him he ain't have to do it. I said, "Yo, we got a lawnmower, bro."
But he did.
You ain't got to do that.
Get off my lawn,
I said, Pops, you ain't got to do the lawn. We got a lawnmower. You ain't got to do that.
Yo, coot.
Yeah. No, I'm like Frank. I'm not a pristine like lawnmower, but you know, just cut it down. Just get it down so nobody gets on your ass. They drop that little note on your door. You need to cut your lawn, you know. Nah, just cut it so it's down, it's done.
Yeah, but I mean, like, you know, pretty soon, got some I can outsource some in-house help for the lawn. You know, Miles loves doing the lawn. So I'm like, you're gonna be doing the lawn. He loves doing the lawn, and I'm like, okay, you come out with me, come see how it's done, and then it's all you. So
I think it's you know, I never had a daughter, you know, but and I guess Juice could probably speak to this, but I feel like it's going to be a little more easier to give the boys chores than the girls, you know, because like I'm not letting my little baby girl go out there and cut grass. But my son, man, you better take that trash out, and the bag better be tied. Don't let me go to that trash can. You ain't tied a bag. You know what I mean? The trash spilling all over the place. You know. So I've been giving my son more chores lately too, man. He's 13 tomorrow, so I do. You gotta take your own trash. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Oh boy,
yeah, it's crazy. Man, it's a long time coming, man.
Hey, he's gonna be Big D. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
All right.
You medium
I can still whoop his ass. I can still whoop his ass.
Oh damn! Whoop his ass. Like, no matter who the fuck you think you are, all the way up there.
I still whip your ass, right?
I brought you into this world. I still take you out.
Yeah.
Can you
looking
hear
at
me?
like Martin and Bad Boys and shit? Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
The bottom line.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, yeah, man. So y'all want to go to Superman or Neil Gaiman first? We're a pop culture cast. Maybe we should start with the movies of 2024 and Superman first.
Let's start with that.
Because that could go for 2 hours by itself right there.
Well, just going to pick one movie, man.
Mm-hmm.
The best one. And we can talk about it, sure. It's not going to go 2 hours.
So that's what y'all want to do for first? Movies of 2024?
Yeah, let's do that. Y'all go first, I'm thinking.
Who's first? I had to look at the list. I'll go first.
Okay.
Well, so I don't want to cover any of y'all's favorite
movies.
It
doesn't matter.
I do have a few.
For you, your favorite.
Yeah, what was your favorite?
A few honorable mentions. Obviously, you know, any comic book movie we're always down for. So Deadpool, Wolverine came out 2024.
Deadpool, Wolverine. Okay, yeah.
It was dope. Of course, Beetlejuice, just to have a throwback. I didn't like it as much, but people love that movie. I don't know why, because I just kept thinking about the old Beetlejuice when I saw it. But my top movie of 2024, and obviously there's an Alien, Romulus, and all this stuff. A bunch of honorable mentions. My top movie though, Doom Part 2, man. That movie was dope.
Really?
I totally forgot it came out in 2024.
Okay.
It was better than the first one. I thought the first one was cool. It was a more slower sci-fi epic movie, but Part 2 just kicked it up a notch, man. Everything went up. The action, the music, the imagery, the scene, like everything was. And like by the end, you're getting like Darth Vader vibes from Paul Atreides. And you're like, holy shit, is he like Anakin? You know, the first movie, you're like, okay, he's the Great Hope. Now it's like, is he? You know what I mean? Like, damn, he might be he's the chosen one, but he's like an Anakin type chosen one. So yeah, man. Dune Part 2, man. That was my top movie, 2024. Did either you guys see it? You guys didn't see it?
I saw most of it.
Yeah. It's a long burn. It's good though, man. It's a good movie. It's not the fastest paced movies, neither one, Part 1 or 2, but I thought it was different enough to be so memorable, man. It's like it stands out. You could build a whole universe off of that.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's some solid world building. I'll definitely say that about Dune. Like as between 1 and I saw most of 2. I didn't like fall asleep. I had to turn it off because I had to go do something, and I just never got back to it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's just solid world building, man. It's like you're interested in the characters, and like how we got the nickname was cool. You know?
I think that director, like pretty much all of his movies are slow builds, right?
Yeah.
He also directed Blade Runner 2049.
That movie was fucking cool.
He directed Sicario.
Mm-hmm.
All really slow builds, but fantastic world building, and like just kind of like it's very immersive, right? Like you just kind of get locked in to the world, and you know, you kind of like when you come out of it, you're like, oh, just kind of you got like removed, you know, like physically from like the world and the environment and the story. So I think that's just kind of like how he does the movies, which is fine. But I haven't watched Dune 2. I should try to check it out, but I haven't finished Dune 1 either though.
What's that guy's name?
Dennis Villeneuve.
Yeah. He's cool though.
I
I like that guy, man. I just recently saw Sicario too. I never saw it before.
You never saw Sicario?
I saw it a couple months ago. I watched Part 1 and 2 back to back.
2 wasn't. Two,
I don't
think he directed 2.
No, he didn't do 2, but I still liked it. I know people said Dune Part 2 wasn't as good, but I still liked it. I thought it was cool.
No, I thought it was fine. It's just to me, it wasn't as good as the first.
Nah, it wasn't.
But I thought it was fine.
Fine, yeah.
But cool. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Dune 2.
Yeah, so that's mine, man. Dune Part 2, man.
Nice.
I was the most locked in any movie theater experience. Now, it comes with an asterisk because it's 2024 and the pickings are kind of slim as far as like, you know, cinematic blockbuster hit movies, you know, that just stand out.
That's true.
But yep, Dune Part 2, man, it's awesome.
All right. If you're still picking, come on, I can go next.
Yeah. Well, you know.
Good.
Let me say 2 things. I want to say my favorite thing I watched was a show of 2024.
All right, what's that?
Scavenger's Reign.
Scavenger's Reign?
Yeah, it's a animated sci-fi.
I saw a trailer for that. Yeah, I thought it was animated. Yeah,
it's weird as shit, and it's fun as hell, and it's just like it was very kind of it was sci-fi, and the art was amazing, and it was like really kind of like metaphysical in a way, and just the story they told through it was so compelling, and like it's like a sci-fi adventure lost on it's like they're lost on a planet, essentially trying to find a way home.
Okay. 8.6 on IMDb, 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. Damn, I might have to check this out.
My favorite show.
What is it on?
My favorite thing I watched. It's on HBO Max, and I think it's on Netflix now.
Yeah, Netflix, Amazon, HBO Max.
Yeah, cool. I'll put that on. I'll put that on the list. And you know, this is why I like these best ofs, because like some things that we might not have watched that other people are talking about, like you go check it out. Yeah, you know, more viewing material. All right,
but my movie, I guess, would say would be just Godzilla. Godzilla.
Oh yeah, -1.
Like that was
Godzilla Kong. You mean
Kong? Because -1 was 2023. Didn't make the cut.
It was?
But
it
was 2023. It was like right at the end.
Yeah, you're right. Yep. You're right. Yeah.
But otherwise, it would be that one. But for
Yeah.
2024,
That's
like I
Kong.
love Alien Romulus. That was actually really great, except
Mhm.
for the fucking end. That's
The end.
I was going to mention
But-
that in the honorable mention, but I didn't want to mess you guys up with your favorite movies, you know. So I didn't.
And my favorite, I guess, for the year, because I didn't see a whole lot. I actually still haven't seen Wolverine, Deadpool, but I would say from the things I saw, Godzilla, New Empire, Godzilla Kong, New Empire. That was fun and crazy.
I like the first one better. I thought the first one was a little more just because
Godzilla vs. Kong?
when Mecha Godzilla came out, it was just like holy shit. It was almost like Superman fighting Zod. It was like part 2 to the end battle, you know. So it was like, damn, yeah, just kicked it up. Godzilla Kong was cool.
I do feel like they did beat they beat Scar King, whatever.
Yeah.
They beat his ass a little bit too fast at the end of that.
This motherfucker's out there doing ninjutsu and shit. I'm like, bro, how do you know all these moves, man? How are you this well trained, Scar King? You know what I mean?
Yo, using a whip, like
yeah, I'm like, what the hell?
Some high level tool usage.
Yeah, I'm like, what? I get it. He's a primate, but
like I really appreciate it, and this is not like a one up or of any kind or whatever. Like, Godzilla Kong was fine, but like I really liked Godzilla King of the Monsters.
Mm-hmm.
I really think that one was like, to me, is like Godzilla -1 is the best for me, like in the recent years, and then Godzilla King of the Monsters is like right beneath that, because Godzilla King of the Monsters, like, it was just a fun, crazy Godzilla movie, just full of action, and you got to see all the fucking classic monsters, all of them, right? Rodan, Ghidorah, Mothra, like just, and Mothra was my queen, Mothra, yes, the way they portrayed her in King of the Monsters was beautiful. Just the huge wings.
But the way they brought her back too was like, in the new one was actually amazing.
No, that was cool. Like Mothra. I'm a huge Mothra fan. Put Mothra in a movie, and I'm like, this just elevated the movie like 3 points for me. So like,
King of the Monsters was more of like your classic Godzilla movie. I would say like Godzilla vs. Kong and even Godzilla X Kong was just like, it was just fight porn. You know what I mean? Like it was like a wrestling match with two kaijus. Yeah, that's why people like Godzilla vs. Kong, because that's what we wanted. We wanted to see exactly what they gave us on the screen, like two monsters going against each other.
Almost lost me.
Mm-hmm.
The very first one? The very first one was
98?
2000 or 98?
Yeah.
That one?
The one with Cranston.
Yeah. The one in 2000. No, it was like 98, I think.
Yeah. What was that guy's name? He played in the Cable Guy. What the hell was that actor's name?
With Diddy, with Diddy with the song "Hear My Cries, Hear My Fall."
No. I'm talking about I'm talking about the one that came in the first of the MonsterVerse movies.
King of the Monsters?
King of the Monsters? No, because there was one before. Was there one before King of the Monsters?
Oh! You mean the one that was like that was like 20? It was like 2014.
Yeah,
something like that. Yeah, with Aaron Taylor Johnson and Elizabeth Olsen.
So that one was just called Godzilla.
Was in it, yes.
Yeah, because I remember they were supposed to be playing Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch. They were supposed to be playing Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch, right? But like that movie came out right before Age of Ultron, so it was weird because like they were lovers in one movie and then brother and sister in the next movie. So it was super strange. But I remember. So that one was terrible. Like that
it was a hard one for me, man. Like, I mean, they had some really, like, it was filmed well, but it wasn't like what nobody was looking for a Godzilla movie, right? Mm-hmm. Like for most of the movie, it was just little shadows of Godzilla. Mm-hmm. And then we're following this like non-acting ass dude, around the fucking world, making no sense of how the fuck he's getting around. Like, really? Like, why are you not dead with everybody else? But it's fine. But and then King of the Monsters.
Godzilla King of the Monsters. Godzilla King of the Monsters had a 6 out of 10 on IMDb and a 42% on Rotten Tomatoes. This is why people don't like Rotten Tomatoes sometimes, because they give movies like King of the Monsters this low score, and everybody loved that movie.
I don't fuck with Rotten Tomatoes because Rotten
Yeah,
Tomatoes.
it's like what are you talking about?
It's an
Like
aggregate score, right? Like
42%.
it's got too many different opinions from too many different people, and it's an aggregate score of all of them thinking that it makes any kind of sense. So I don't really fuck with Rotten Tomatoes like that. I hear a Rotten Tomatoes score I only fuck with a Rotten Tomatoes score if it's like super high or super low. Because if it's super high, I'm like, well, shit, this must mean that a lot of people liked it. But if it's super low, it's like, well, shit, I want to see exactly why this is so bad. You know? You know, because like you're right. Like Tyler Perry shows coming out with 0% on Rotten Tomatoes, and it's like, yo, you know.
If it's super low, chances are it did suck. So
it's like 368 something.
Really, that got super low.
Yeah, it's like 0%. And then that movie Acrimony that came out.
Apparently, I heard that movie was amazing.
Really? It got a 0% on Rotten Tomatoes, dude.
I give you 3 reasons.
maybe 4% or something like that. But like,
I give you 3 guesses as to why.
Why? Well, I'm interested. What do you think? Why do you think? Because don't get me wrong.
Triple, whatever.
Yeah,
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it, but you know.
Don't get me wrong. Like I respect the shit out of Tyler Perry. I do. His work ethic is like no other, right? But like the problem I have with him, he's like a human content generator. There's no one at the top to tell him no, right? They're not all winners. He be writing scripts like a mile a minute. That's why he's coming out with all of these different things. But to the other side of that, though, he's giving us work, right? Like he's giving Black people work, right? Like as far as behind the scenes, in front of the camera, things like that. So I respect the shit out of him. But like,
it's a what do you call it? Like a not a documentary. It's a historical fiction.
Historical fiction, is that what that is? A triple?
No, it's based on history.
Oh yeah. It's like a historical. What the hell is it called? I know what you mean. But
about
yeah, that's the one with Kerry Washington, right?
Yep.
Yeah. But in any case, okay.
You know what's crazy is I'm sitting here looking at
Black women. There, that's why I said it.
That's probably one of the reasons. I mean, mostly people don't fuck with Tyler Perry's stuff, so that's
Tyler Perry ain't really been to the level he was when all that Medea stuff came out. That's when he really, earned his.
He tried to be Alex Cross. That was weird.
That was weird. That was wrong. I will say, Cross the show was one of the best shows I've watched in 2024. The show Cross. That show was it's an Alex Cross TV show with Aldous Hodge. He plays Alex Cross.
Oh, you're talking about the one on Prime?
On Prime, yeah.
Okay, yeah. I'm not done with it. We watched 3 episodes. We're 3 episodes in. I like it. Like it's fucking
good.
Dark,
it's good. It's really good. I binged the whole thing in 2 days.
Really?
Okay. Yeah. It's really, really good. And thankfully, they actually shot season 1 and season 2 back to back. So we're getting season 2 like maybe the end of this year. So
another thing great in 2024. Speaking of season 1 and season 2 being shot together in Prime, is damn it, I already forgot the name of it. Fallout show.
Fallout was good.
It was great.
Fallout's really good. Really good. But
they just released, or they're working on season 2, or they got a date.
Yeah. Season 2 should be coming out this year as well, maybe, or not, like early 2026.
Yeah. All right, that's it for me. I'm done.
Which you would rather them film things back to back to kind of continue the continuity and the momentum of the show. You hate when they skip a year and then come out because what's The Last of Us? I totally forgot that I even watched the first season of The Last of Us. I mean, we're still waiting. When the hell is this? Is there any word
January.
when this thing is?
I think it's next month. February.
Okay. Because it's been forever, man. But I hate that now. You got to wait so long for the next season. It just takes the build up away from it.
Wait, Last of Us was in 2023, right?
Yeah, 2023.
Thought it was in the last year.
I can do like a year. Like if you give it to me, like 12 months, that's fair to me. I feel like, but like
There be
if you
some
got like 3
shows.
years,
Mhm.
Well,
man.
speaking of which, I don't know
So-
if you guys watch Severance. That's a really good show on Apple TV. But
Mhm.
Severance season 1 was 3 years ago. They just released season 2 today, as we on the 17th as we're talking. So it's been 3 whole years since
Like you
Severance
gotta
came out.
reinvigorate people's interest again. You gotta.
I'm
Well,
still
I
waiting
mean,
on the Mandalorian season 4.
Severance is an extremely popular show, so people have been doing rewatches upon rewatches of that show.
Mhm.
So the fan base and beyond have seen this each season 1 at least twice. So
Yeah.
you know, they're going to have the obligatory recap in the beginning of it anyway.
Mhm.
Anyway, all right, I'll go now. So this is kind of tough for me, but honorable mentions, and they're super strong honorable mentions. Either one of these could be the best for me, the best movie of the year. But I'm gonna first talk about The Wild Robot. The Wild Robot
wanted to see that.
was The Wild Robot was a fucking animation achievement. The movie was phenomenal. It was one of the best animated movies I've seen in a very long time. I think it's gonna win all the fucking awards that it can. Because The Wild Robot is just a phenomenal movie, and it hits harder because it's about parenthood. It's about like phases of parenthood and learning how to kind of grow into like the roles that you adopt as you get older as a parent, and as your kids get older, you have to kind of like accept the certain things that they change themselves to be, and then it's about letting them go, and it's just, man, like it hits you, especially if you're a parent. So I highly recommend The Wild Robot. Just a fucking phenomenal film. The second movie is Sonic 3. Sonic 3 was fucking awesome.
Really?
I fucking loved it. Oh my god. I saw it like I've seen it. I only saw it twice. But fuck.
Really? Okay.
Yo, like it's the darkest Sonic movie yet, and like Sonic, it's a movie for Sonic fans. Like, oh my god, just well done. Like the way they've stepped up their game since the first one, and the first one was really good. The second one was even better, but this one is like, holy shit! Like they stepped up their game so much, in the span of like, it's like, who would have thought that like a Sonic movie, and the fact that the fan base bullied the studio into changing his design to look more like he does now, like would lead to a Sonic 3 where we have all of these characters, including Shadow and 2 Eggmen, right? And like that movie was so fucking good. Jim Carrey, that man is a human animated character. That dude, like perfect casting for Eggman. Like no one can do it like him. No one. So, without saying too much more, because it doesn't seem like, I don't think you guys have seen it, but like, just watch Sonic 3. Just please, just watch Sonic 3. It's so good.
Once you get to 3, it's an official a franchise, right? So once you get 3 movies, you turn it into a franchise.
Like who would have
Is
thought?
that true?
Like who would have thought?
From the first Sonic, it would turn into a franchise. You would get to the 3rd movie,
I think they have it a franchise as of the second one, because like the first one has to work first, and then if it does, then they're like, oh, green lighting, we're gonna make more. Yeah. So I think as of the second one, it's considered a franchise.
I saw 1 and 2, but my son is older now. Like I said, man, he's happy birthday to my little man. Turns 13 tomorrow. But now he could give a damn about Sonic. Like, you want to go see Sonic?
Bro, no.
Get ready for this, guys. When your kids turn like that preteen, everything is like 1-word answers, man. Hey, man, you okay? Yeah. I was good. Good. I mean, do you want to elaborate? I mean, what did you do? It's fine.
But that's how it is.
But
I know I got a 14-year-old.
It was all right.
But
All right, man. Sure.
Sonic 3 was great. But honestly, I think my favorite movie of the year was Wicked.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
I
Yes.
heard Wicked was good, man. I did hear it was good.
Wicked was amazing to me.
And they're already doing part 2.
Oh yeah. I mean
Mhm.
the play is like super long, and I didn't think there was any way they could fit the entire play into one movie. Like that was not going to happen. But Wicked, like going into it, I kind of had trepidation going into it, but like as soon as I sat down and the movie starts up and the way they kind of like engross you in the story, especially with the music, like Wicked to me, the way I describe it is like it was like a warm hug, right? It was like the movie like embraced me, and I was like, "Don't let me go, don't let me go," because
Mhm.
I was so laser focused on what was going on, and the story was compelling. The characters were amazing. The music was phenomenal, right? Just like the show. That's why the show is so goddamn popular. But like everything was phenomenal. Like the casting was great. Like Ariana Grande was so fucking good as Glinda. Like I'm just like I don't really care for her, but like this is the first time I've seen her in anything at length, and I'm like I understand, why she is so good at this role. And fucking Cynthia Erivo as Elphaba, oh my god, like man, like that woman can sing, and
Yeah,
not
which is
only
something I
that.
never like picked up before on her, but
Oh yeah,
apparently she got vocals.
oh she does. Oh she was a singer first,
Oh, okay.
she was like an opera singer first,
Mhm.
and
Oh.
then she started taking roles in like action films or like
Mhm.
TV shows and things like that. But she was a singer first, and like I think she was just in her element here, and she just like her titular song, like Gravity, the song Gravity at the end of the movie, at the end of this part of the movie, like just fucking chills, man. Like God, that was such a good movie. Like
Mhm.
like a
I heard it was
movie
good. Yeah.
like the Wild Robot almost made me feel like Wicked did, but like Wicked was, like I said, it's like a warm hug, and it's like don't let me go from this hug. No, I don't want to go anywhere. Like in fact, it was the type of movie like you know how there's a movie that's so good you once you watch it you want to watch it again immediately.
Oh yeah.
Even
Uh-huh.
even though
Yeah,
it
yeah.
was like even though it was like 3 hours and 10 minutes long, I'm like, let's
Five
go,
Deadly
let's run it,
Venoms.
Yeah, I
let's,
can't wait to see that
let's
again
run it
type shit.
back, let's run it back.
Yeah.
Let's do it again. I'll go to the bathroom. Let's run it back. Like
I
it
haven't
was so
seen
good.
Wicked, but I will say, like, just from an aesthetic point, it was a little jarring when I first saw the trailer that the actress is black, but she has the green paint on. It
Mm-hmm.
kind of was a little hard to get into the mindset of it, I guess, because you could tell she was a black
Mm-hmm.
woman underneath of there. It just looked like a black woman with green paint on. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? So,
Yeah.
but
Literally.
I never thought they would be able to make a sympathetic story about the Wicked Witch. I'm like, yo, fuck this bitch. We've been trained to think, fuck this bitch. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
but you see but that's what makes it such a
You ever seen
compelling story,
Maleficent?
right?
Yeah, yeah.
But that's what makes it such a compelling story,
Yeah.
right? Because all we've ever gotten is the side of Glinda the Good Witch and
Mm-hmm.
Dorothy and her friends and the wizard. Like how everything is so wonderful on that side of things. But it's like they wrote this story. The real story, the story that stemmed the play and then the movie that followed is like much darker, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of essay stuff, and like it's a lot darker, right?
I
And
heard the book, The Wizard of Oz, is actually darker than the movie.
yes, it
Like
is. It is.
yeah, as far as the story.
It is. And then that's kind of like how they wrote it in like the was it the 30s
Yeah,
or the
yes,
40s?
it's a long ass time.
I think it's the 50s actually. But anyway, like yeah. So like, the I lost my train of thought. The yes, the way they wrote the story, it's like we know how this side of things go, but like what really, like, there's always two sides to every story. There's always different perspectives that you have to look at in order to get the whole picture, and it's like they just kind of wrote Wicked to kind of like see things from her side and to make Elphaba sympathetic, and it just works so well. There's a reason why the show is so fucking popular.
Mhm.
You know, so the movie was phenomenal
I
movie.
heard it. I haven't heard anybody say, word of mouth is still the best way to
Yep.
talk about media.
Anybody's never seen it I've talked to have been like,
yeah, everybody loved it.
It's so good. It's so fucking good. Like,
I need to see that shit.
just it's so fucking good. So
Yeah,
Wicked to me stands out as the best movie of the year, hands down.
Wow,
Like,
that's
easy.
with me working at night.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever been like the AMC Rewards Club or anything? Are you guys a member?
I'm a part of it. I did do AMC rewards for a while, but I have Alamo season pass now.
Okay, yeah. Is it worth it? I guess
Yes.
if you go see movies, yeah. Because I work at night. I'm like, I need to go see a lot of these movies, man. You know what I mean? So I'm like, I don't need to be a member if I don't. You know, I think you can see up to 20 movies a month. So like, are there 20 movies I want to see? You know. But maybe I would if I had that.
If you, I mean, it depends on how often movies are coming out.
Go.
Like, and of course, it depends on the year, the slate of movies that are coming out.
Speaking of 20 movies a month, apparently, according to this list, there's like 150 movies came out this year.
Yeah,
I was looking through this list of movies, and I'm just like, I haven't heard about none of these movies. Strange,
none yet.
Never heard of it. Sight. Oh, I have heard about Megalopolis. Wait, that came out?
Yeah, I heard it was bad.
Oh
no! Yeah. Francis Ford Coppola has lost his mind apparently.
Oh no! Because it's a solid anime.
Yeah, solid anime, not so much a live action movie.
Yeah, Coppola, Taro. I don't know. Cabrini. Don't know what that is. The Iron Claws is like Kung Fu flick. I don't know. Anyway, just like there's a bunch of movies that came out. So like, Craven?
No. I heard it was not good.
I heard it wasn't good either.
Did you see it?
The trailer looks bad. No, I haven't seen it. I looked at that trailer and I was like, oh no, what have you done? Like, why would you? Who told you this was okay? The trailer's terrible.
Yo, and did you see that they had the nerve, like the fucking the executive? I think one of the executives for Sony had the nerve to say people just don't understand. Like people just don't understand. Like Madam Web was popular, and it's like. Madam Web was popular after the fact, and Morbius. Morbius was popular after the fact, and people don't understand like movies nowadays. And I'm like, wow.
These people have to understand that we don't need these side B character Spider-Man villain movies without Spider-Man. You know what I mean? Like the main draw to these movies is their association with Spider-Man.
I don't think so though. I think you can tell a compelling story with a villain.
Yeah. I don't think anybody would have cared about an individual Craven movie if it had nothing to do with Spider-Man. You know what I mean? You know why Craven was on people's minds? Because he was in Spider-Man 2.
Well, I agree to a degree with what you're saying, but I also I think I agree more with what Gaiman was saying, because you can make anything. You can make any B-list character, any story or any property good as long as you have a compelling narrative, right? They could, like, so for Craven, for example, they could have easily, because Craven is a tragic character, right? Like, he was obsessed with hunting down Spider-Man, and I know Spider-Man is mentioned, but like,
I hate to say it, I don't mean to cut you off, but the wide and general audience doesn't know much about Craven outside of him being associated with Spider-Man.
This was their chance.
In general, they don't care.
This was their chance to tell everyone about Craven. They could have easily made him a sympathetic character, showing how tragic of a character he would eventually become, without ever having to include Spider-Man in the whole thing. You know,
like I watched.
I think it's the same thing with Morbius and Madam Web. It's like people don't know who these people are. You know, in general, unless you know of the character.
We don't know
and to a degree that counts.
New character is. Yeah,
So what?
I think it's actually better if they don't know who it is. I think it's better when you have an opportunity to introduce a new character. I think it's better. I think it's better when you have a clean slate, but you got to be
That
able
might
to
work.
tell that compelling story because, like,
That might work, but you
you
have
can
to
make
be
it
able to also attract audiences to a certain character. And the way you do that is associating him with a well-known character. You know what I mean? Remember after the first Iron Man, was it the Hulk movie came out, and then you saw Tony Stark at the end of Hulk, and then you're like, oh, this crossover thing is happening. So now you got the audience from the Hulk invested in the Iron Man, and vice versa. You know, so at the end of Venom, was it part 2? Remember he licked the screen and Spider-Man had did the blip thing at Cap End and all that, and he licked the screen and Spider-Man was on there. That's your excitement for the movie. For me personally, it went up at that point. It's like, holy shit! So are they going to do some kind of crossover with Venom and Spider-Man? Like, so, but Madam Web, nobody knows about Madam Web. I agree with you guys. I think that's a good way to introduce them, but to the wider audience in general, you know what I mean? It was a failed project from the beginning.
I think it worked like that with Aquaman.
I think the overall problem with movies like Kraven and Madam Web is that you had really great stories that you could have told with those characters based on the source material. Like Madam Web is a really compelling character in the comics.
Yeah, I remember her from the comic books. Yeah,
like Kraven is a compelling character from the comics, right? And the whole fact that he died trying to he successfully hunted and buried Spider-Man alive, right? And then like he died, he killed himself because he did it, right? Like there was nothing left, right? He had no more purpose in life. Like he caught the biggest game that he could catch in his life. So there were compelling stories that they could have told, and yeah, Spider-Man could be involved or he could not. But like
maybe not even directly, but just on the fringes, on the periphery, like you see glimpses of them in a news story or something. You know,
but as long as they kept the focus on the character that the movie is named after, then they could have easily drawn everyone in with telling these compelling stories. But what they chose to do is make it fucking these generic action films that make no fucking sense with any narrative at all. Like, like we're not even talking about connection to Spider-Man, just as a movie, you know, like
like the movie in general is bad,
because it's purely like not purely, but most of it is because of the fact that if they didn't make these movies, Sony would lose the license to Spider-Man, and then it would revert to Marvel, and Marvel wouldn't have to pay a fucking dime for it. So,
I get why Sony would, because they're such valuable properties. Even now, even Kraven is a valuable property because you don't want to let it go. You know what I mean? So I see why they have to do something with it, but
this villain
should have planned it out a little better.
This villain plan that they had, like this Sinister Six villain plan that they had, was just to keep Spider-Man in their pocket, so that Marvel, and then the Marvel borrowed Spider-Man from Sony for $2 billion.
I get it. So yeah, it's a valuable property. Yeah.
So
why would Sony not want to keep Spider-Man?
Right. So so this is their way of keeping him in their back pocket, so that when Marvel eventually comes back to them again, saying like, "Hey, we need our flagship character back. Let us borrow him again." They're like, "All right, that's going to cost you $5 billion this time." So it's like that's one of the biggest reasons why these shit movies are still being made.
Yeah.
Venom, Morbius, Kraven, Madam Web, all because they need to keep Spider-Man in their pocket.
Though? I thought the first one was all right.
The first one was fine. The next two were not.
Really?
The second one was all right.
The first one was fine. The next two were not. Like
I didn't get excited in the second one until I saw him lick the screen at the end with the whole blip thing. You know what I mean? That was kind of cool. And was Venom at the end of?
I'm struggling to think. I'm struggling to think which Venom was worse, 2 or 3. Like
Jesus.
Yeah, they were good. Yeah, I mean, even the first one was kind of subpar. It was like, I didn't leave the movie super excited.
I did see Madam Web. Y'all saw Madam Web?
Yeah, I hate watch Madam Web.
Yeah, me too. Just
you hate watched it,
yeah, I hate watched it.
It was weird, man.
That's the worst.
Again,
hate watching
it goes
something
down to
is the worst.
You can kind of see the potential of where they could have gone,
Exactly,
They
you
just,
absolutely can.
But they just went on a
They
fucking
tear it
random
down.
direction. Like you didn't have to do that. You didn't have to mess with the
like
spider
fucking
people
Ezekiel, like making the Spider Terminator, and then like having like Spider Woman and other Spider Woman and this other Spider Woman, and then
I actually like that part of it.
I
didn't like the fucking web people, and I didn't like the Ezekiel guy, and it all felt very like pointless.
Yes. Yes.
It was like,
Mhm.
none of this had to happen.
It did not have to happen. They could have easily, like, they should have told a real origin story about Madam Web and about like, or they could even have an Ezekiel movie, a movie about him and about how he became a Spider-Man, because that in the comics is also very compelling. It also begs some questions. It's like they just tear it down and make these generic action films that fill 90 minutes because they need to keep the billion-dollar property in their pocket so that when Marvel comes a calling, that they can sell that to the highest bidder, which is Marvel. Right? They got a guaranteed $1 billion, like $2-3 billion.
I get it too, but it's bad.
Yeah, I get it. You have an asset.
Terrible.
That's shit.
You have a valuable asset. You can't let it go for nothing.
Cash cow, almost literally, right? Like cash.
Hey, and you guys realize, like, this is the fucking problem with media. Like, I mean, not media, but this is the problem with the movies. Like, it's fucking coming at movies with this fucking mentality that's just making all of these movies that come out not really hold any weight. Same thing we were talking about earlier with comparing to Korean movies. I was like, they're nerfing the movies. They nerf all of the America nerfs the shit out of our movies for the dollar. They just so that more people can watch it. Nerf our politics. Our government's nerfed for the dollar. Everything's nerfed. Everything's fucking shit for the money.
I agree.
So,
I agree.
Anyway, sorry to make that a bigger issue, but it's aggravating as fuck to see it like very clearly.
But I liked Wicked. Thought it was a great
I did see that though, and I remember looking. I saw the trailer for a Wild Robot, and I was like, I need to see this, man. Like,
bro,
it's all break. I was like, oh, that shit looks beautiful.
Yo,
also, it's seriously my favorite subject. One of my favorite subjects is like robots in nature. I don't know why, but it's like
then dude,
it's an interesting like clash.
Then bro, robots you have to watch it. You have to watch
crazy, it. Like it's like black folk and samurais, right? It's just like one of those things that go together, right? It's like, oh, I love to see.
They don't go together, but they make it work. But they make it work.
It's delicious when it mixes.
Yep, it just comes together really nice. Yep, you got to watch it then, man.
I gotta see that shit.
You got to watch it. It's just like I was the same as you. As soon as I saw the trailer, me and Izzy were in the movies. We were watching something. It was the something we were watching wasn't even like it wasn't even memorable because we were stuck on this trailer we saw for the first time, and I was just like, what? I was like, my mouth was open. I was like, this looks amazing, and I
saw it for the trailer for Inside Out 2 when I would see that with Scarlett.
Okay,
and I was like, we got to see that, and she was like,
yeah.
Teenager.
Yeah, I guess.
But off break, I could not stop thinking about that movie until it came out. Like I could not stop thinking about it. I'm like, I'm gonna see the Wild Robot. Gotta see the Wild Robot. When is it coming out? When is it coming out? And they were like October. I'm like, okay, I'm there. Yeah. And it was so good. But anyway,
I guess there is something about like robots in nature. I guess that's why Horizon Zero Dawn and like
exactly.
Forbidden West kind of hit so hard. It's like a clash between the super technologically advanced and just the purest form of nature. So that kind of polar opposite. Yeah. Hey, 2024 is done. 2025 is coming up. Let's look at a list of movies coming out for 2025, man. Let's see.
Talk about Superman.
Yeah. That's probably the top movie of the top movie of 2025 is going to be Captain America: Brave New World, man. So God.
We'll see. We'll see. Right? We will see. I don't know. Like, I'm not gonna make that claim.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I wouldn't either.
Right.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you better not.
Hey, I sure as hope. Look. The trailer to me looks better than the Superman trailer.
What?
Yes.
Dude, sacrilege, Juice.
100%.
That is sacrilege,
Really?
bro. You kidding me?
Whoa!
All
Are
right.
you kidding?
I'm
I don't even believe you.
I'm gonna play it.
I don't believe you.
No,
I don't
you
think
don't
that's
have to
true.
play it.
I don't think
Explain
you really
yourself.
believe that. Yeah, I don't think you really believe that, Juice.
You don't have to
Look,
play it.
Costume.
Superman.
Hold on,
Who are you talking about?
Giant
Superman or Cap?
shoulder pads in the costume.
Wait, who are we talking
That
about?
shit looks
Superman?
tacky.
That costume is trash.
Okay.
Tacky.
Compared to
Tacky.
Henry Cavill's.
Green Lantern looks tacky as fuck. I know it's
That's
Guy
not
Gardner.
Green Lantern. That's Guy Gardner.
I know
He does look weird.
I know it's Guy Gardner. He's Green Lantern.
But
I saw a comic book version in comparison. He's about how he was in the comic books. I mean, he looks the exact same.
That's it. That's the point.
It's still jarring, you know.
That's
and then
the
you
That's
kind
the
of see
point.
that new goofy Superman, and you know, here's James Gunn, and you're thinking like Guardians of the Galaxy with Superman, and Guardians of the Galaxy wasn't bad, but I kind of liked my Superman with a side of seriousness a little bit. So hopefully the movie takes itself seriously is all I'm worried about. But it looks fucking awesome.
So
it looks cool as shit.
So okay. So the thing about the Superman trailer, I liked what the trailer presented, because to me, the trailer presented I think the trailer got the idea of Superman right, like the ideal of Superman right. He's about someone who represents hope and light, and I liked Henry Cavill as Superman. I love Man of Steel. I love Man of Steel, but Henry Cavill Superman, he played him wrong. He was too dark, too serious, too brooding. Superman, that's not Superman. Superman is supposed to be a beacon of hope and light. And the trailer, what they showed in the trailer, portrayed that to a T almost, right? Like them chanting Superman in the midst of it. I think that was a nice touch. The kid raising the flag and like praying that Superman would come and save the people in that situation. Perfect. When he saves the girl from that explosion that happens behind her, and he takes her head and he cradles her head. Superman, perfect. And I think the idea of it looks like Superman is just gonna have a really bad fucking day, right? Like, because it's like there's like you see fucking like whatever that fucking alien thing is outside. And like that's just destroying the city.
I heard a lot of people had a problem with that because he's like in there trying to kiss up on Lois while there's this fucking major event happening outside. Like that's not Superman. What's going on in the scene?
Because Superman cares about Lois. That's the love of his life.
What's up with that?
Henry Cavill didn't need shoulder pads. Bro.
He didn't need shoulder pads.
He didn't need shoulder pads.
And I gotta say, I liked Henry Cavill's take on Superman because Clark Kent and Superman was always so light and so filled with hope. I thought the darker take on Superman.
That's Mr. Terrific. That's how he looks in the comic.
I know. You're gonna make it a little bit more colorful.
No, that's how he looks in the comic, dude.
I know, man, but isn't like kind of reflective.
It does resemble blackface though, like, but it's like a black person.
It looks weird, but you got to remember it's James Gunn, and think about Guardians of the Galaxy. How were characters in there looking? You know what I mean? Like this trailer reminds me of Guardians of the Galaxy, but with Superman. You know?
Yeah.
So that's my only worry.
Very plain ass costumes. I
liked Henry Cavill. Do you remember
comic accurate costumes? And look, I think at the end of the day, I think these are nitpicks.
Okay.
Like the costume,
all we can do is speculate
about the acting, and maybe this isn't even like 100% done visually, right? Like, but this is what they show us to get us to go watch the movie. Maybe things will look better when we actually see it in the movie.
We gonna watch it.
Of course, of course.
You guys remember a scene in Man of Steel where they were going through the montage of Superman saving people, right? And There was a woman on a roof
Yeah.
who I guess they had some kind of
I hate
flood.
this.
There was a
It's like,
he's a better Lex than
Lex.
Jesse,
All right, Eisenberg.
whoever the other guy
okay,
was.
all right. Anybody is a better Lex Luthor than Batman.
Yeah,
All right?
yeah, 100%.
That's unfair.
When he
So-
pushed that Jolly Rancher in the guy's mouth, I was like, oh, fuck.
I mean, I think Kevin Spacey still is
That was weird.
Kevin Spacey and Gene Hackman are still the best Lexes we've had. But like,
Yeah. Kevin
like
Spacey was cool.
there was one shot.
There
There
was
was
just
one
a-
shot in this
That's
trailer
just a
where
wasted character from.
he sees Superman fly by like in the window, and then he turns around and he's like talking on the phone, and I'm like, oh, that's like a really nice Lex shot right there. You
And
know?
plus, this guy is a good actor. He's going to kill it.
He's a good actor. I think he's
Yeah.
too much of an. I think he's played too many nice roles. To me, he's not very believable as Lex, but he might surprise me. Surprise me.
Support this.
Best part.
You guys remember?
One of the best parts of the trailer. One of the best parts of the trailer. Crypto, let's go. Take me
When he was
home.
running up, that shit was really cool. When he was first running up, I was like, "Oh no, they're gonna have like a little cute little pet." And then he pops up and he's so cute, and I'm like, "Oh no, they're gonna make him cute and cuddly." You know?
I feel like he's cheating.
And then he grabs his cape and starts running. I'm like, "Holy shit!"
Look,
this fucking super dog.
If we can get over Rocket Raccoon, a fucking raccoon with a gun, holding a big ass weapon that's twice as big as him.
But that's what made Rocket cool.
That's on top of a fucking
gun.
tree. That talks to a fucking tree that can only say 3 words. I think we can accept this for what it is.
Hold on. Let's be fair. Those two have a lot of character, okay?
They do have,
and Groot has a lot of character.
It looks like Crypto has a lot of character too. It looks like Crypto has a lot of character
They're
too.
gonna have to make sure they put that Crypto character in this movie because that's what we're here for.
Of course he's gonna be. Of course he's gonna be.
I don't know,
in
man.
It.
Like,
did you
if
see?
they
Did
have
you
him,
see that? You
if
didn't
he
see
just
the
drags them one time, that's
no.
not gonna be
You didn't. I
sufficient.
mean, I'm sure he's gonna be in the movie more than that. You didn't see him in the promo poster where him and Superman are sitting on the moon looking at the Earth. Oh, you didn't see that?
Nah, I don't remember now.
Yeah, it's a nice poster. You see him and Superman sitting on the moon looking at the Earth, and it says coming soon.
So hang on. So you remember the scene in Man of Steel, okay? Where the lady, they're going through a montage, Superman rescuing people. There's a lady on a roof. There's a flood. And Superman's floating down from the sky to her. And she's kind of reaching up towards him like he's a god, like ascended from heaven. I like that darker take on the Superman character, right? Like that real world feeling of this superhuman alien, the super alien that came down. He would be worshipped as a god figure. He'd be feared. He'd be loved. He'd be prayed to. He'd be worshipped. That'd be the closest thing to God and flesh that we've seen would be Superman. So I like that take. I'm nervous about this take because I feel like it's going to be too lighthearted. It's going to be trying to be too funny and too cute and too sassy, and they're not gonna let Superman.
Oh my god.
They're not going to let Superman be a badass. My worry is he's not going to get to that level of badassery that we saw from Henry Cavill.
He's not.
They're not doing a good job with the suit.
Superman is not a badass.
That suit is terrible. Superman is a badass.
No, he's not.
Superman to go toe to toe with Darkseid like it's nothing. Only a badass can do that. Only a badass can do that.
Superman always has to be pushed to that limit. Yes, I did notice that. Superman has to be pushed to that limit. He always holds back. Always holds back.
Hey, come on, Juice, man. Damn. Sorry. I saw that the first day. The first day that trailer came out. Yeah. But so he looked like Yamcha.
For me, Yamcha got slumped. So for me, that begs the question: who was able to do that to him?
It's true.
Is it Parasite?
Yeah, true.
Is it Parasite, Metallo, Amazo? And Metamorpho is in the movie.
I hope it's
I'm not sure if you
Metallo.
noticed him. Metamorpho is in the movie. I'm not sure if you noticed him.
Yeah. That's who's finding the football field, right?
No, not him. Not who. We don't know who that is, but it's the dude. You see him briefly, but it's the dude with like the white face that's like really drawn in. I'm not sure if you guys have watched Barry on HBO, but he's the guy that plays like the Russian friend. But it's like towards the end of the trailer. You see,
I hope it's Metallo that's in it.
I'm here for this.
Yeah, that part was. I was like, oh god, I'm excited for the Green Lantern, but his design, I just wasn't sure about until I saw the comic book. I was like, okay, he's comic book accurate, but
I mean, we got Hawk Girl, Guy Gardner, Mr.
my
Terrific.
fear is that it's just going to try to be too cute. Is the thing, and
I don't
know.
I think they're gonna balance it out, like kind of like Guardians of the Galaxy. I think they're gonna balance it out.
I hope so. I hope so. Yeah,
this is gonna get knocked out in the first 5 minutes of the movie. We're not gonna see.
I'm pretty sure this is a opening for the movie.
Yeah, this is a display of power.
Yeah, but like,
okay.
But yeah, like I like the trailer a lot. I think the trailer got a lot right, and I'm very excited to see what comes out of it. And we don't have to wait long, you know.
No, we don't. Thank God.
When's it drop?
June or July. July.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so the amount of characters that they showed kind of got me excited a little bit. You know, it's supposed to be kind of like Guardians of the Galaxy, but I would rather them include as many characters as possible. Give me Guy Gardner, give me all the characters. I don't care. Give me Metallo. Like, yeah, I want to see it. I want to see it up there on the screen. So that part was kind of cool.
I think they already have a full slate of characters here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it looks like it.
And then maybe maybe they can expand upon more if there's sequels.
I wonder if we're going to get any Justice League members in there, or is this strictly going to be Superman?
No, it's Justice Society.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But that's probably like Guy Gardner and Hawk Girl and so on. But yeah, like I'm very excited. I saw the trailer and I'm like, I don't really have a whole lot of problems with what I'm seeing here. And it's also, again, a different take. You know, we've had Henry Cavill for so long, and he was a great Superman. But now the regime has changed, and so this is what we have to, this is what we got to see now.
There's nothing wrong with a different take. I'll take it. I'm still excited. I remember the morning it first dropped. I was like, "Holy shit, it's out!" Like, let it be,
Hold on.
Oh yeah.
Now I want to see an extended trailer. Like, give me the extended.
I have to. So everybody's cool with the fucking different take now. Now everybody's fine.
Oh my god! Oh my god! We're not talking about that.
Everybody's cool.
Talking about that.
When things be a little bit different now.
A little bit different. This is for different reasons.
I'm not sure what the
this is for
problem
different reasons.
What do you mean, Jude? What do you mean?
Sure
what about Cap? He's talking about Cap.
With Captain America and Sam Wilson.
Well, he don't have no serum.
Look,
this is for different reasons.
Dog, and we're all happy. Sam Wilson gets the shield from the dude.
This is for different reasons.
And we're all like, he don't deserve it. His costume,
whack.
His costume was trash. Superman's costume is not better. So who has a better costume, Superman or Sam Wilson? In this one right here?
Whoa! You said Sam Wilson's costume was trash. Which one? The one now?
The one that he's in with Brave New World.
I like the blue one.
You're wilding.
I like the blue one, but the one he wore at the end of Falcon and Winter Soldier, I'm like, ooh.
Oh yeah, that was terrible. Yeah. I don't like the one he got now.
Right.
They put them all up next to each other. So Christopher Reeve, Henry Cavill, and this new guy.
This is a different take.
This is a bad costume? This right here?
Yeah, I don't like it.
Yeah, I don't like it.
I don't like it.
I like the blue one that he has.
Each his own.
I like the blue one that he has. The darker one, the stealth suit. The one that looks like
I love the white in the jump.
Kind of like Cap's suit from the first movie to the Winter Soldier. How they toned it down.
Yeah. I like that suit. That suit looks cool. But yeah,
oh, man.
Got this one here.
Do not have faith.
All I'm saying is. So what about this? Well, I get the tone is different. Okay, so this is a darker movie, clearly, all right? But so have all the other Captain America movies. Tone's lower.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's not what I meant. But okay. God
damn. It's a lot of darkness in there.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a little darker movie.
yeah.
Oh shit! All right,
dark
word.
was
You know what I'm saying?
dog.
Look, Vatican. What is this?
Yeah, like what the fuck is that? Yeah, I'm just zoom in and show. Yeah,
So it was this tone. Like the tone is a little
blur
bit
this Negro out.
The Kanigas.
I'm excited because I have faith in Marvel. I'm strictly off of the reputation they built up. I feel like they're going to produce a good product. They're going to put out a good product. I just am nervous about Sam. Like, like is the impact that he is going to have? Is it going to like? Are we going to get any other characters in this? Do we know? I mean, obviously Red Hulk, but
Hulk is not the main villain. Look,
is there any X-Men in this or something?
This might be a spoiler, but he don't know about this shit.
Mm-hmm.
This motherfucker looks surprised, doesn't he?
Yeah, look at his hand. Well, he looked like he's going through a transformation. I don't know about surprise.
Maybe, I don't know.
Like, holy shit. I still want to see it. It still looks awesome. So are those government upgraded wings?
Probably.
Now, all Sam can do with no serum is lead him on a chase. So he's obviously leading him somewhere. Like, where is he? Maybe he wants to get him out of the city, you know? Hey, follow me kind of thing. Because Sam can't go toe-to-toe with him. You know, not even Cap can't, but definitely Sam can't.
Ooh, good point. Anyway, all I'm saying is my whole thing is that, you know, all of a sudden everybody's cool.
So who's that guy? That's Winter Soldier.
A little bit of changes and
everything. For different reasons. For different reasons.
I don't know.
For different reasons.
Like, this is Captain America.
You know this
right
is for
here.
different reasons.
We're looking at Captain America right here.
You know this is for
we're
different
looking at Superman.
You know
right
this is
over
for
here.
different reasons.
Superman was a brand new take. Captain America right here is a rehash of a whole story that we already know where Sam came from. We already know what he did.
I want to know who is strong enough to do this to him. Because this has got to be either a magic user or someone that's on his level, like Mongol. Mongol's been known to give Superman the pause, right? Yeah. Like able to make Superman bleed. But this man is bleeding. Superman is bleeding. I'm like, who is it that is able to do that to Superman? No. No.
Hey, he did cut him. Batman drew blood, man.
With kryptonite.
Batman drew blood.
That's another thing. Another thing I'm appreciative of. It seems like that this movie is not going to do the same garbage that many movies have done in the past, where they're going to rehash the origin again, right?
Yeah.
Like, it looks like this is all going to be established from the get-go. Like, we understand it's Superman.
We got it.
You know, like top hero in the world.
Nearly 100 years.
You know, like we understand.
Krypton, boom. Popped up on Kansas.
Here he is, flying man. Right. It's a bird. It's a plane. We get it. So I'm glad that things are going to be established in this movie, where like they could just get right to it. They get right to the point of like what's going on and how this happened. Hey, I'm compelled by this. I'm like,
yeah, it means what? Even when the trailer first started up and he hit. And you're like, okay, did he just superhero land? Holy shit,
right.
He's crumpled up into a ball.
Like superhero landing, and I'm like, whoa. And
yeah, he's bleeding.
He's breathing
heavy. Who the hell beat Superman up?
Who was able to do this? And then Crypto.
I hope it is Metallo, man. And
I want it to be a Mazo. I want it to be a Mazo. If that's a Mazo,
yeah, Mazo would be cool.
I'm like, they're fucking going there.
Look,
let's go.
Bloodied and bruised, spitting blood into the snow. Like, damn, somebody whooped his ass.
A Mazo could do that. Amazo could do that, or maybe Parasite. Parasite,
yeah, Parasite was in the animated movie. Yeah, he was dope.
Like he could do that too.
Could be Lobo. You know, we never know where this thing is going to go, man. We never know. What if Lobo makes a surprise appearance? That'd be dope.
You know that Jason Momoa is supposed to be Lobo, right?
I did hear that. Yeah, I did hear that.
Wait, what?
That shit would be dope.
You was already
under the old regime.
Yeah, it's the old regime. It's different.
He was Aquaman.
I mean, he is the perfect Lobo.
He is. He really is.
Of course, that should have been his role from the beginning.
He really is, though. So
I'm actually okay with this. It's fine. I will suspend my disbelief even further.
Yeah, man. Like I'm very excited. I'm very excited, and I felt like this trailer did a lot right. So So I have no real problems with the trailer. I got problems with this though. Like I said before, I hope it's good. I just have a feeling it's going to be average. But we'll see.
We'll find out in less than next week? Does it come out next week?
No.
February.
Like Valentine's Day, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's when it comes out.
Same time as Monster Hunter Wilds.
Oh shit! You should be home playing that. Instead.
So this trailer is definitely giving me like, I think they're going to have like a multitude of characters in. I don't even think it's going to be like 5 or 6. I think they're going to have like, I don't know if they're playing around with time or something in here. Like, I think it's going to be a whole kind of maybe jump to different multiverse kind of things going on in here. But
and
yeah, I mean,
and you know, like, I think we were talking about this in our chat, right? But
sorry,
I think we were talking about this in our chat, right? But like, I also like that the brighter colors also adds to the message, and it gives it more of a comic book feel, right? A comic panel feel with the brighter colors, and not just with the costume, but I'm just saying in general.
Yeah, that's kind of like a James Gunn staple. Like even the overall look of the movie is like Guardians of the Galaxy. It looks like bright. You said, with the color grading and everything. Yeah,
it's colorful and
it's bright. Yeah.
So I feel like that adds to the overall message, and I feel like that's another thing that they got right. And whether subliminally or intentionally, they hit that nail on the head. So that's such a Superman thing right there. I love that.
I hope he doesn't go too over the top with the whole ditzy Clark thing, you know? Like, don't go too over the top. We don't need you to be quite Christopher Reeve.
Well,
maybe not as serious as Henry Cavill, but you don't need to be Christopher Reeve. You know, oh, hey, Lois, drop his bag of groceries and shit. Like, come on, man.
Well,
you know?
I mean, again, that's Superman. That's Clark Kent.
Right? That's Clark. That's
his disguise. It's a part of his. That's his disguise, right? Like
the best way to throw people off. Yeah. He can't be Superman.
To make him think like he's the complete opposite of someone who can fucking fly at the speed past the speed of sound. And
I kind of think that's his actual self. Like, remember, Superman is the costume.
Superman is the costume, but Clark Kent is no, that's not how
So you think Superman is the ditzy kind of?
I don't want to keep using ditzy. Like, he's not ditzy, but if he's self-conscious, it's because he might accidentally kill a nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
well,
yeah, I might open his door too hard and smash somebody up against the wall. Yeah.
Like, if I bump you, I might kill you. You know what I'm saying? Sorry.
Yeah.
Like, I think, like,
you're right.
The costume is Superman. I'm confident. I'm moving.
Like, hey, if you ask me to toss you your car keys, not throw them at you, I might kill your ass. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta be
hole in this nigga.
maybe poor choice of words, but Clark Kent is the cover. It's his cover, right? Like, that's why he's so clumsy and just like, you know, big doofus farm boy all the time. But it's like, it's still the dumbest thing I think in the world, where it's like glasses on, Clark, glasses off. You know, it's like this guy looks just like Superman. Like, guys, he's a big dude. He cannot hide that. You know,
his hair was different too.
Okay.
Remember the old Jones used to go into the phone booth.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that was back in the day. Yeah, he used to go in the phone booth.
I'm just remembering in Superman 2. You remember in Superman 2 when they're sitting in front of the fire in the house in the cabin, and then Lois is fucking with him, and then she takes his glasses off his face, and then they get thrown into the fire. And then
he reaches in there.
He reaches in there, and then she looks at him. She's like, oh, and I'm like, come on.
Yeah, I'm like, you just now noticing this shit?
I'm like, even still, you were still kind of like, you didn't really understand. And then he reaches his hand in there without even getting burned. You're like,
right. Wait a minute. You look familiar.
I would have never expected this. Guys, like, it's.
Yeah, the glasses didn't always work.
In any case, we'll see. Because I didn't get much of his Clark Kent in the trailer, but like we'll see. I'm excited either way.
He's
You know, I'm
big.
looking at a clip of
I
Henry
feel like
Cavill.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I feel like Rachel Brosnahan as Lois Lane is perfect. She's the marvelous Miss Maisel on the Amazon Prime show, and her personality on that show is Lois to a T. So she doesn't have to do much to get the character right.
For the movies, I hated Lois from The Man of Steel and Batman vs Superman and all that. That Lois, she was whack. I don't know,
Yeah,
that
she was
actor was
whack.
like, yeah, I didn't like her.
I think she
Superman
was
Returns,
bad
Lois was
casting.
cool.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Yeah.
You're supposed to remember Lois, right? Lois is supposed to be like plucky and like, you know, it's got some attitude, and you know, she's supposed to be like a linchpin in like his life. And
Yeah, something to keep him grounded. Yeah.
She felt like he was just there. It felt like she was just there.
Yeah, like what the hell is she doing here? Like she went there to get the spear from what the fuck are we focusing on Lois for?
And dude, like there was some terrible motivations in Man of Steel, like terrible character motivations, like the part where Zod and Feora and the other big dude were on their ship, and they're like, we want Superman and
her, yeah,
that girl.
Yeah, behind you. No, the one behind you.
Like, no, not you. Not you.
Her.
No, not
the one
you.
Back there, yeah.
That girl, the one in the back. We want her.
Like, what the fuck is so special about her?
Like,
Why do you need her?
And they were like, why? They're like, well, I don't know.
Yeah, that was the reason. Because. Yeah, that's all. So Superman Returns Lois was cool, but the most classic Lois was still the Christopher Reeves Lois. I forget the actress's name.
Margot Kidder.
But she was just dope. She was cool. Like that was Lois. She was inquisitive, you know what I mean? She kind of take charge. She needed to be saved a lot, but you know.
I feel like she's gonna nail it. She's gonna because she's already got that personality in the show that she's in.
Yeah, okay. Speaking of this shot, what the hell is going on in the background here? What the fuck is that?
We don't know.
Like
people are.
Yeah, it's hard for me to see past the shoulder pads, but it looks like it's something in the background.
Oh my god!
Dude, I'm sorry, that suit is trash. That suit is whack.
The suit
like there's no like
these wrist cuffs.
You can see the padding in there.
No, it's the long sleeves.
You can see the padding in his suit, man. It's like no.
Yo, real talk. There's no muscle in this bitch. Anyway.
At least Henry Cavill's, you know,
look,
and that was
I know
one thing.
Henry Cavill filled out the suit. We know this.
Yeah, even like, Christopher Reeves, he looked good in his too. That's back in the spandex days. But I think I like the
Ralph looked good in his too.
I like the overall Zack Snyder aesthetic of the hero costumes.
Zack Snyder,
like all the costumes look good. The Flashes look good.
Amazing.
Aquaman suits look good. You know what I mean?
Amazing,
like all of them look good.
Anyway, that thing in the background. It's rumored that's like a Brainiac extension of some kind.
Oh, Brainiac would be so dope. We're not getting Brainiac. There's no way.
Like if Brainiac, why not?
Brainiac levels. You gotta bring Brainiac.
Yeah, you gotta build up the Brainiac. That's like a end game kind of event.
Well, I mean, maybe we've got a lot of characters already, and again, this is already established.
Oh my god, this is the worst shot. Like this guy just looks silly. Like, is that a bowl cut?
That is Guy Gardner. That is Guy Gardner straight up.
Guy Gardner.
What more do you want? That's hot.
Didn't the Friars and the Tucks used to have haircuts like that?
Like what more do you want? That's Guy Gardner to a T. That is Guy Gardner to a T. A total fucking asshole.
I will say this trailer got you wondering what the hell is going on in this movie, which I guess is a trailer supposed to do.
That's what the trailer's supposed to do.
This trailer 100% got you wondering what's going on,
and they don't reveal too much,
and they don't reveal anything. You don't know what the hell is happening.
Nothing has any real context, so that's good. I think that's
it's supposed to drum up your interest and build your anticipation for the movie, and it did a good job of it. More so than a Brave New World.
And to me, one of the best parts of this trailer was the theme, man. The theme was there.
The music sounded pretty good, yeah.
It was great. I was just like, yep.
I have faith in James Gunn. I mean, he doesn't come out with anything, really terrible. So I think it's going to be good. I'm just scared of the take, and I think that the reason everybody's comparing it to Zack Snyder is just because of the way that whole thing kind of went down and ended. You know what I mean? Like the whole delay and the reshoots for Justice League, and then having to come back with the Zack Snyder, then the DC's failing, and now all the movies suck. So it's like that was a truly unique situation for a set of movies. So this one is inevitably going to be compared, but you have to start somewhere. They had to reboot, and this trailer looks exciting. I can't wait to see the movie. It looks good.
I am beyond excited for this. So I'm hoping it's gonna be really good. I feel like if the trailer is any indication, they're gonna get a lot of ideas right. Like they understand Superman to me fundamentally here. So I'm very excited for it.
This might be one of the biggest blockbuster movie weekends we've had probably since maybe Guardians 3? Maybe? Like an event kind of summertime movie,
Well, maybe like Barbenheimer was pretty big.
Yeah.
2023. That was pretty big in 2023. And then you have movies like Across the Spider-Verse, which was a huge fucking event.
Yeah. I'm talking about those movies where you go there on a Friday or Saturday night and the movie theater is just fucking packed. You know what I mean? One of those movies, I'm not talking about minimally full. Like that shit is packed. God damn, I can't find a place to park.
This movie will be guaranteed to be packed, and it was shot in IMAX, so it's going to be in IMAX, and I'm looking forward to that.
I mean, it looks cute, so people are going to take their kids to see it. Grown men are going to go see it. You're going to take you on a date night. You're going to go with your wife, So, I mean, every audience will be in the theater trying to see this movie. So, yeah, it looks good. I doubt it's going to be like that on a Brave New World opening weekend, but we'll see. I'll be there. Opening weekend, but
I mean, we all can't wait to see why he's getting drugged through the snow like a rag doll.
Yeah, why can't Crypto just fly?
Why can't you just toss him on his back?
Why can't he just ride him? I guess he's beat up right now, though.
That nigga's slumped. He's gone.
Can your dog do any of these things?
Just slid off. Look, that don't just slid.
His shoulder pad came down by his arm.
It just slid down. Like
again, nitpicks. Like what?
hey, those shoulder pads really bother Juice, man. I'm telling you, he's just talking about the shoulder pads the whole time. Juice hates those shoulder pads.
He's like, first in Superman trailer, that shit was whack. You know why? Shoulder pads. And I'm like, what?
You can see the padding. You can.
Shoulder pads and Nampa Crater are problems for me. I can't help it, man. Shoulder pads.
They had a problem.
Craters are hard to deal with. But yeah,
I'm
excited. I'm definitely gonna watch it.
I definitely understand a lot of people are similar to you, where they're like, "Yo, this is not my Superman, right?" Like Superman getting folded in the first few seconds of the trailer. Nah, I don't want to see that. But
that caught my attention immediately. Like, who the fuck? Like you said, who could do that?
For me. To me,
I like watching Superman fight.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I hope he put up a good fight.
Well, he fought. He was in a fight here. Obviously,
he was in a fight.
He was in a fight here. Obviously,
like he lost it.
But it creates the mystery.
Somebody whooped his ass. I imagine here when I first saw it, he was fighting and somebody stronger than him kicked his ass and threw him halfway across the planet.
If anything, if I were to venture a guess based on who we've actually seen, I think Metamorpho could do something like this then, because Metamorpho, his powers, right? So like
Metamorpho shapeshifter, right?
Yes, he can. His powers, he can form any part of his body into an element, including kryptonite. So
that's kind of like a cheat code.
It was like him and Batman.
No, not Batman.
Well, I'm just saying, like, who can fold Superman, Kryptonite Man, and
Batman did fold Superman up there.
Batman, no. I'm talking about, again, you got the O people, right? Amazo, Metallo, Metamorpho. You got all these people who could fold.
I hope it's Metallo. It's got to be Metallo or Brainiac. I will say, when Crypto first ran up and he looked so cute and cuddly, I was like, oh, God. Are they going to make this like Kitty? And then they showed James Gunn. You're thinking Guardians of the Galaxy. Oh God, is this going to be cute and cuddly?
And raccoon with a giant gun.
And then Crypto ran off and dragged him through the snow. And I was like, holy shit. Okay, so I guarantee Crypto is going to do something cool. Crypto's going to have his own scene or sequence in his movie where he's going to do some cool shit.
We have not seen the last of him.
It's
I'm
about to be
sure.
some
Of it.
100%.
shit going on, man. Like
I'm sure of it.
Look, if it's some Airbud type shit, just everybody be fair.
It was an Airbud, dog. Yeah, I haven't seen Airbud.
Crypto gonna punch.
Yeah, he gonna do a layup with the basketball and shit. Yeah,
he gonna punch somebody with his paw. It's all good.
Yeah. 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 I mean, we'll see. We'll see, man.
All right, y'all wanna talk about Neil Gaiman?
There was a sweet spot. There was a sweet spot in BVS between where Batman actually folded, because Batman folded Superman. Okay, we got to give Batman his just due. Okay, he actually folded Superman up. I love that part. Like, when he blocked Superman's punch, when he blocked Superman's punch, and was like, "Men are brave." I said, "Fuck yeah, men are brave, man. You ain't never had to fear. You ain't never had to be brave because you ain't never had to fear anything. You know what I mean? Men are brave, not you." And then a few minutes went by, Superman said, "Martha." I said, "No, yeah, you fucked it up,
Martha.
Yeah, you fucked it up. Damn,
Dave, Martha."
It was good all the way up to that.
Why would you say that name?
Why would you say that name?
Who are you?
It was better than Christian Bale saying it. Why would you say it? It's a trigger.
Just say Martha.
Yeah, he's like, Martha. Oh man.
You're like, my mom's name is Martha. My mom's name is Martha.
Yeah, while he was choking. That's my mama. That's my mama.
Did we just become best friends?
Yeah. I saw that meme too, yeah.
Yep.
It was kind of a clever reveal because you didn't think about it up to there, but yeah, damn, both the mom's name was Martha.
You didn't think about it up to then, but then you see when you sleep on it, you're like, what?
That's how you woke up in the middle of the night after the movie. You're like,
ah!
Yeah, that shit didn't dawn on you till a few hours later. You're like, huh?
Like the fuck?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah, you realize it a couple days later. You're like, oh, no, that shit don't make no sense. All right, it's cool. It was also the way Superman said it. Martha. Like he was fucked up.
Martha.
Yeah.
Like, what? What do you
mean? And then Lois came out of nowhere and made it worse. What the fuck are you doing here? Why are you here? You know? Hey guys, this is Mom's name.
John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt.
Yeah.
His name is my name too.
Yeah, anyway. We'll see. We'll see. Damn.
Proceed. My bad. Go
on. So yeah, Neil Gaiman has got sexual assault what's it called? Accusations leveled against him. And I'm just gonna read over like some of the accusations that came out recently. So he's allegedly initiated sex. Geez, I can't actually read all these. He was accused by was it 5 women? I think it's 8 women in total over the last few months of sexual assault against these women, and they've it says these sexual misconduct by 8 women, and that overall, I'm not even sure what to say about this. Like ultimately, Neil Gaiman has been like a phenomenal writer. I don't know if he's a director, but he's written a lot of like great stories in pop culture for the last 30 years or so.
30 years, yeah.
And all of these accusations have come out, and they're actually really, really dramatic. And so some of the questions, what's always come up are like, I don't want to sound any kind of particular way, but Joe was like, okay, where do these accusations come from? How are they all coming up now? What is the goal of these accusations? If there is any goal, is this for clarity or is this for leverage of some kind?
Well, I think it's the same questions that would happen with any high profile case where these kind of allegations come up, right? Same thing with Diddy, same thing with Cosby, same thing with Neil. Is like, why now? Are they true? You know, the same questions. You run through the same questions.
And then like one of my main questions is like, all right, so what's the corroboration level of these, right? How are these accusations? How have they been corroborated, or have they been documented? Have they, not that they need to be, to hear them out, but at the same time, it's like at the point when they start, when they're starting to have like consequences for the artists and their creative writings. And at the moment, he's got like I think 2 shows going on, and a movie that they're working on between Sandman, Good Omens, and I think they're working on a movie, or they just did a Coraline movie, remade Coraline movie, I think. And of course, he's got a bunch of stuff out, and so like you were mentioned before with Diddy, it's just like, what's the level of
from what I'm reading here, I think Neil faces the same problems as Diddy, as Cosby, as in most of these other guys who get accused. What, 8 women accusing him of this? So, like, if you go by the percentages, maybe 2 of them are
the whole thing.
Well, yeah, I mean, they're all each to his own. But the point is, the number of women that are accusing him, it's not like it happened once or twice. It's 8. It's 8 women. So you would hope a guy that's at the top of his career. Yeah, I got first turned on to Neil Gaiman from the show American Gods. That show came out around the same time as Game of Thrones was on the air. And I saw an interview with Neil Gaiman and George R.R. Martin. And I mean, he seemed like, it's hard to tell how these celebrities are, these authors, whatever celebrity is, to an interview, but seemed like a down-to-earth guy, and generally authors are not the biggest movie star, like pop culture icons in the world. So, hopefully, I don't know what made his hubris think that he could get away with something like this if it's true. But
yeah, let me read one of them, right? So I could read this one. I feel like, maybe not that one. Okay, fine. I'll just read this one.
Not that
like
one.
some of these things is like so like they're so like wide. I just don't want to like. I don't know. Anyway, so Pavlovich claims the misconduct continued during her time there and only worsened. Gaiman once allegedly tried to have anal sex with her using butter as a lubricant, and they called her slave while ordering her to clean him up. And I can't read the rest of this.
Hold on, I want you to read the rest of that. So like, that's kind of hot, bro. He said butter. Like, is that? I mean, I guess it's
Is that a
I'm just asking inquiring questions about that butter.
He said even Gaiman's son began calling. Look, the link is in the
yeah, you can read it on your own.
He went to get a stick of butter from the fridge.
Calling her Gaiman's son began calling her slave and ordering her to call him master. She told New York
I can believe that. Yeah,
the boy at the hotel. Gaiman, while babysitting the boy at a hotel, Gaiman started having sex with her as his son was in the room. Says one woman asked to be identified only as Caroline says she was babysitting Gaiman's 4-year-old son in Woodstock, New York, around 2017 when she fell asleep while reading to the boy, and Gaiman got into bed and grabbed her hand and placed it on his penis. Caroline claims Caroline claims the business manager offered her $5,000 in December 2021 to sign a non-disclosure agreement, but that Gaiman paid her $300,000 when she demanded as much. His representatives told New York Magazine that she had initiated the sexual encounters.
So there were multiple sexual encounters.
And then Gaiman came out with a response.
So there were multiple sexual encounters.
Well, yeah. So apparently there were sexual encounters. Yeah. So some of this is like he's saying in his response,
it was consensual.
He came out I'll just read what he's. Yeah, he said, there are moments that I half recognize as true, but the article also recounts incidents that emphatically did not happen. He claimed to have reread his text with the women, arguing that they read as two people enjoying entirely consensual sexual relationships. At the same time, and he says, at the same time, I reflect on my past and I re-review everything that actually happened as opposed to what's being alleged. I don't accept there was any abuse. To repeat, I've never engaged in any non-consensual sexual activity with anyone. So that's one of the things that comes up is like, all right, so yeah, you do have these two perspectives, right? These women who come out saying that, you know, this was sexual assault, this was sexual abuse, and we're exposing him for his abuse.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's saying, I thought all this was consensual. This seems like something that, like, we've done this before, you know, yada yada yada. This is all normal, and maybe, you know, he said things like, you know, maybe I should have been more open or honest, or, you know, a lot of his like regular social like miscommunication to him. And so, like, I guess
that's code word for if I'd have known this chick was gonna do all this, I never should have fucked with her in the first place. You know what I'm saying?
In a way, yeah, to a
be.
degree, but it's tricky because I think I was talking to my wife about this earlier, and like, because I'm trying to, like, you know, process this, trying to make sense of this. Like, Neil Gaiman seems like such a cerebral person that, like, this didn't seem within, and you never know a person, right? Like, who thought R. Kelly was doing shit R. Kelly was doing, right? So you never.
And then now that we hear the lyrics in his songs years later,
and only through their works, right?
Yeah. Well, years later, when we hear the lyrics in his songs, we probably should have known something was up, bro. You know.
Maybe. It's hard to tell. Step in the Name of Love. I never would have thought. You know what I'm saying?
Seems like you're ready. Yeah. We should have known.
Oh, yeah.
But girl, are you ready?
About this, and it's like, so at what point is this like, would this be considered like actual like abuse? You know? And I guess, like, I talked to her and it's just like kind of laying out like, okay, to a degree, a lot of it is about power dynamics, right? Because for a lot of these women, these were nannies, people who worked for him, people within the circles that, you know, he had some kind of leverage over, right? And that is a issue, right? That's why, you know, you don't fuck your coworkers or whatnot, or if you're a boss, you're definitely not, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so also it comes down to, like, there was one instance where you have the whole fame and celebrity part of it, right? Where one of these was like there was a girl at his book signing that, you know, like he banged her in the hotel after the book signing, right? And she was like 18. And it's like, you know, like, these are like, this is weird. For me, you have those two together, it does show a pattern of like, I guess, abuse, right? Or at least potentiality, a moral failing of some point, of some kind, right? At least if you're like supposed to be like a public figure and you have some kind of sway, you know. So anyway, for me, that was like a whole lot of working through, trying to like figure out, you know, because there was this whole part of it where it's like the $300,000 came up, and it's like, okay, so they offered you $5,000, you took $300,000, and then you come out anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, all right, so what's the moral high ground here, to a degree?
I think there's a lot of nuance with these situations that we're not seeing, and that we're not privy to. And, like, for example, the 5,000 versus 300,000, it's like the nuance of, they came to you saying, don't talk about this, and you're like, give me $300,000 and I won't say anything, but say anything to what degree, you know? So it's like there's that, and I also feel like that's a good point that you brought up as far as the power dynamic is concerned, because he also brought up the point of it being, he's saying like, I thought this was all consensual, this was all agreed to. So there was another point brought up about it being multiple instances with the same person. So in essence, there could very well be some falsified accounts here, right? Like, but at the same time, what he's doing with them is only considered sexual assault based on the context that they present it, not with the context that he presents it. So that's another kind of issue. So there's a lot of gray area here. And it's just kind of like, that's kind of like where I kind of sit with this whole thing.
Mhm.
A whole other aspect of it is that like his wife was apparently like down with this. Like she didn't have any problems with it. In fact,
I heard they met. I heard he met. Well, what I read is he met a lot of these women through his wife.
Through his wife, right? And so that, in a way,
Again,
does
that lends
kind
to
of
the gray area.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Right, like were they swinging? Were they cool with this? You know, there is such a thing as consensual sex between adults.
It seems like that there's an open relationship between him and his wife. Maybe it goes one way, maybe it doesn't. But you know, in some cases, maybe it could have gone too far. But then once the money gets involved, right? Like once the money starts to get involved, and it's like the motive for telling these accounts, then it's kind of like, okay, why? Like,
why?
what's your end game here? You know, as far as telling the stories of things that y'all may do on a regular, you know. So again, that's kind of where I sit with it. A lot of unknowns.
And there also is a difference between abuse and sexual kinks, right? Like he wants to call the girl a slave and her call him master. That sounds more like a sexual kink than any kind of abusive, especially if they've done this multiple times and this is part of their,
like it would be different.
Like, why is that included in this? Like,
right.
That is the thing they've done before. Like when she said her son wanted to call her. His son wanted to call her a slave. I'm assuming it's because they've been saying it a lot of times.
Yeah, around him,
right?
Yeah.
Now that's his fault. I'd have slapped my son. I'd be like, shut up, man! Don't be bringing that shit out in public, man. Damn, you know that's his fault. He should have corrected him.
Like it's because because they're both engaging in this behavior over a period of time
regularly.
To him, to the kid. It seems reasonable or normal, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And then at that point, you're like, okay, well, unless he's not that like holding somebody against their will implies you have to chain them up or anything like that, because there's other ways, and which is where the power dynamic comes in, right?
Yeah.
But it's at the same time, it's just like I don't know, like, and you're right, like, it's the whole gray area. Like, where do you
like? It would be a little less gray. If, like, let's say in these accounts, like they said, like he beat the shit out of me, you know, like he physically
chained me to the bed and left me for 3 days.
He physically abused me. Yeah, exactly. Like wasn't allowed to go to the bathroom or some crazy shit, right? Like
something super.
Then it would have been less gray. Right, like, you know, I'm not gonna try to diminish any of these accounts, whether if they are true, but like, it's still like, you know, this sounds like things that y'all may be doing regularly, and it's just now you may have an ulterior motive for talking about it in this fashion, making it seem like you're trying to cancel the guy and or gain money from it. So I don't know. Like,
Yeah, it's always tricky, man. Like I have a hard time with stuff like this because you want to you always try to separate the artist from the art from the artist, and that's like I think at this point, at this day and age, right, you have to be able to do that, man. You can't like I think becoming a fan of a particular person because of the things they create is not going to be like feasible if you want to have like maintain some kind of character, unless like their work really reflects some like something crude or like abusive. But like as far as I'm aware, Neil Gaiman's work has been not like completely wholesome. Of course, he writes like
it's dark
in-depth,
stories.
politically charged, like emotionally charged novels. Yeah, very dark stories, but at the same time, it's just like he's also seems pretty open-minded and like liberal, and it's just weird, man.
Yeah, it's good. No, go ahead.
I have to question your level of sexual deviancy though when your son is comfortable enough to call his nanny slave or your girl slave like that. I mean, I know that's more of a moral than a lawful thing, but why are you letting your son that close to what you're doing? The little boy's young.
She's literally the nanny. He's the nanny.
So the girl is the nanny.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So the son is calling the girl slave, which means he's heard the dad call the girl slave over and over. Like, why is your son this close to your sexual promiscuity? You know what I mean? That's what I would question. I know that's more like it's not lawful. That's more moral. But, but the thing that is from this article that I'm reading on Yahoo News, there's 8 women in total who the explosive report describes in detail the disturbing allegations made by 8 women of the sexual assault, coercion, and abuse they suffered at the hands of the writer. So 8 women, though. This is just one example. So what about the other 7? So that's a little nerve wracking. But
one of them had a stick of butter situation.
I'm still curious. I'm like, damn, I want you to finish that part, man. You got to send me the link to that article, man. What did he do with the butter, man? What did he do with it?
Is that effective? Like,
did he warm it up first? Did he melt it?
I hope he
like. Did he take it cold out the first? Yeah, he took it out the refrigerator cold. And just put it right on.
Did he use the warmth? Did he use the warmth of the sphincter to warm the butter? And that's just making the lube the natural way.
Like, where were you? Well, you had butter on hand, but nothing else.
Did you order that from room service? Yeah, you have nothing else.
Was it salted or unsalted? Like,
was
it spreadable butter or was it a stick of butter? Like, what are we talking about?
Did he use the tub spread butter or was it a stick?
And if it was spreadable, where'd you get the butter knife?
I got more questions about the butter than the allegations.
Did it
work? You get the butter knife from Hotel Concierge?
Yeah, throw that joint out there, man. He said he assaulted her with a stick of butter. Damn. That's like, damn, Neil. Some free. Hey, and I got to give Neil props too. Just I know something you mentioned quick when you're reading Juice is that he met a girl at a book signing and went back to the room with her. I said, hey Neil, you pulling them at the book signings, man. That's some player stuff right there, man.
Well,
go ahead, Neil,
that's the place that writers do pull them.
Isn't that crazy? Damn, writers pull at book signings.
No, that's like the natural environment for that.
Wow, I guess because that's like their concert or something,
Concert?
Exactly. Rock stars,
movie sets,
right?
Fucking rock. Yeah, it's just like book signings. It's like that's the equivalent thing. Like,
yeah, you're right.
I'm sure YouTubers do meet and greets and shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like, this is like, okay, so we're like, there. That chick was 18, so there, and for me, that's what my like issue is.
He got away with that just barely.
She's 18. He's 50 something. Right? Or 40 something. I don't know how old he is. But like it's just like
she's still a child, but by the letter of law, he didn't break any laws.
He's legal.
She's still a kid.
Still a moral issue. But again, it's like why arguably that shouldn't even be included in this if we're, I don't know, we're
Right.
going by the books,
Right.
right? Like, why
Right.
would that be
Like
included?
there's nothing exactly like wrong with what's
Yeah,
been told to us, right? Like, or what's been revealed to us. Like, there's nothing exactly wrong with it, but at the same time,
it's a little weird.
it's still weird. Yeah, yeah, that's the word for it. It's still funny, like not ha
Yeah,
ha funny, just
like
like
it wouldn't be me.
right, right. But it's like this is weird, but like it's not exactly wrong. So
Yeah.
why are we even talking about these details? Like these details aren't necessarily that egregious, but I don't know.
So I guess ultimately, like, my question is going to come down to you guys. All right, so where you guys at now with R. Kelly's music? Where y'all at now with the Cosby Show? You know, where
Look,
y'all at
Mhm.
now with
look. I mean,
Graduation?
look. I mean, I don't know. Like, I am. I don't necessarily have a huge problem with separating the art from the artist,
Mm-hmm.
but like some things I can't forgive. Like, and that would make me more inclined. I think we spoke about this a while back, but like
Mm-hmm.
that would make me more inclined to just do away with the whole fucking thing. Like, R. Kelly, like I'm just like I can't, because like I can't, like I can't, I'm not going to, and I can't. But like Kanye, it's not that fucking crazy, not that fucking crazy or egregious for me to stop listening to his music because his music is fucking dope, you know. At least the early years for me.
Bullshit. Yeah.
But like, and then you have, like Diddy. No, didn't listen to his
Right.
music anyway. But no, like hard stop,
Mhm.
right?
Uh-huh.
And
Yeah.
and I feel,
Take that
but
back.
like,
Yeah.
but like, but but like, I think like something I wanted to kind of bring up, like just as an aside, like a quick tangent, but like I think like a lot of people, like society, we give a lot of weight to celebrities that they shouldn't have, right? Like their political standings, their opinions on anything, really. Like just because they're celebrities, they entertain us in movies or music or something having to do with our culture, American
Mhm.
culture. Like we automatically, like they, whenever they have opinions about anything that is outside of that domain, then we automatically like gravitate to that because like, oh, they're so, they're like in like they're my favorite actor or my favorite musician, so, or like I'm really a big fan of them, so I'm gonna take everything they say and I'm gonna believe that, I'm gonna align my own beliefs to that. I feel like that's representative of a lot of people in society when it comes to, like, let's say Instagram and Twitter, and because you can easily interact with these people, not even really interact, but you can just like be, you can feel like you're a part of their lives because they're
Right.
posting
Right.
about all this other shit, right? So I feel like that has a lot to
You
do
relate
with
to
like,
them, and you expect them. You kind of project because you relate to them. You do kind of
yes,
project onto them.
right, right. It's like you imprint onto them,
Mm-hmm.
right? And it's like, I think that has a lot to do with the difficulty
Yeah.
that people can feel with separating the art from the artist, no matter how egregious of a thing that they may have done, right?
Yeah.
So I think like that's just something that I try to think about when like shit like this happens. These kinds of situations come up where an artist who is very talented is being accused of something that is just like outside of the expectation that you might have of that artist,
Mhm.
based on the work that they've put out. And then it just kind of it kind of fucks with you in your mind a little bit, right? But like, I try not to think about like, I try to think about them purely for the art that they've put out, and then I try not to associate the things that they may have done so much. But like, there are certain things that I just cannot condone, you know, like
I think some of it's like
pedophilia and.
oh yeah,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
there's definitely red lines, right? But
Yes, there are clear lines.
yeah. But I think a lot of it is like it's kind of human nature, right? Like so like how do you like I think I remember Joe Rogan or somebody on Joe Rogan's podcast talking about like how people form tribes, right? Or how you form groups. And how groups are formed is like, you know, you have people who you like and people who you relate to, right? And if they're in the same groups as you, then you guys kind of build values around different things. And like, and because of those values, as your group grows, right, then it's more likely that all those people in this group will kind of share similar values as it grows. Of course, it will diverge over time, and there's a number limit. I forgot what the max limit is. I think it's like 50 people in that group. That once it gets beyond that, then you start getting like wild expressions of or diverging ideas,
like dissension, maybe
dissension, right? And then because of those, the groups break up, blah blah blah.
Right.
But like, I think that we have like, especially through the internet and the way media is now, and where our world is, we look for those like-minded ideals. Only is rarely in your physical space. So when we find an artist that creates something that we relate to, we kind of think of that person as in our tribe, right?
Yeah.
In a way, even though we've never met them before,
and we may never meet them, right? Like, right. I see
social
that.
media kind of makes it like, even in another way, social media kind of makes it feel like we're even more connected to that person than we would have been in like the 50s or 70s or whatever. Where it's like we'll never like actually talk to them. We may actually be able to ping them on Twitter or whatever, X, whatever you want to call it. And then like and then we hear this diverging idea that they have that just doesn't fall in line, and then or they do some shit that's just like completely not cool,
right?
And then we feel betrayed, right?
Yes, on some level, yep. That's human. I think to your point, that's human nature. That's human nature to agree. The need to belong to something, especially to someone who has achieved celebrity status in some kind of way, right?
Also,
because
you see them as a success, like
right. You see them as a hero. You see them as success. You see them as someone to look up to, a role model, right? And if you can in any way, shape, or form be close to that person, like you said, subconsciously you automatically think that, oh, we're a team, we're a tribe, right? It's why so many people align to brands of things, right?
Exactly.
Nike, Nike, Adidas, whatever, like,
they represent comfortable staples that we're familiar with,
right? It's same thing. It could be with almost anything. Sports.
It's a tribal, right? The tribal kind of thing.
Yeah, sports.
Tribal. Especially sports.
Sports. Teams, right? Teams, tribes. You like this team, I like that team. We fight. Even though we're not a part of those teams. Nope. And we might not even play football. We might not even play baseball. We might not even play basketball like that. Right? But like, I like this team, you like that team. We fight, and we're always at odds with each other. And we always argue about like stats and these players that we will never fucking meet. And it's like that's the psychologically that's like the kind of like the impetus for, or not the impetus, but the difficulty, where the difficulty lies in separating art from artists. Right. Basketball players who are like murderers. Right. Right. And it's like, there's no allowed to play football. You're right. Correction. some football players are like murderers, right? And it's like but like they're still allowed to play. They're still allowed to play, right? That shit is swept under the rug. They're still allowed to play, and and as long as they put up like they put up 70 yards rushing, like 60, 70 yards rushing, and the QB throws 0 interceptions the whole season. And it's like, yo, let's go. Even though you killed a family, that's fine. Right?
Yeah,
you're a part of my tribe, right? So it's like it's crazy. It's just crazy psychologically how that works, and it's like you hear shit like this, and it subverts your expectations, or it goes against your expectations of those people or that person, and it's just that much more difficult to separate. So anyway, that's just
we do mythologize celebrities to the point where like we're disappointed in their shortcomings as human beings. You know what I mean? Like we're surprised that Kanye says something crazy in the media when all we heard was Kanye's album. We didn't know Kanye as a person, so we didn't know his political affiliations. We just were disappointed that he said something crazy.
Or we may be disappointed, or people may be disappointed, but they then ignore it, or they push it to the side, or they just they just say like, nah, that can't be. Right?
Yeah.
That's some crazy shit, right?
Believe it or not. Like there's 2 reactions. Well, there may be more than 2 reactions, but there's 2 distinct reactions. I know is like either you hear something or you see something that a person you relate to and you idolize does. Your reaction is either I reject that and I distance myself from that person, which is it comes with the disappointment, or the other reaction is you deny it. Hey, you're lying about this person I like. I don't believe you, right, about them, right? Or they mean something else. And that's where you get the cult mentality.
Right. And the second reaction is more prevalent because the second reaction does not come with the pain of separation that the first reaction has. Right? Because even though, again, you may never meet this person in your life. The person doesn't even know who the fuck you are, and may never know who the fuck you are, and you will never have a conversation with them. You will never interact with them in any way. Even though social media brings you that one little tiny step closer to doing that, but like, once that idea comes out, or the accusations or whatever comes out, and it's like, I'm going to distance myself from this person. It's still internally, it's a struggle for you because it's about separating.
That's what we're talking about now, right? It's like my work with Neil Gaiman. I enjoy Neil Gaiman's work, right? I've been a fan, and so when I hear these like discussions, it's like part of me is like, okay, I got to like, I feel like I separate myself from not my association, but like my interest in this guy, right? Because he may not be somebody who I would want to represent or I want to argue for, right? Who I want to stand up for,
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, these allegations could be true. They could be true. So like maybe Neil or Kanye or Diddy or anybody else are not the person that we thought. Like you don't know someone. Like you said, you have to separate. Remember back in the day when we used to listen to rap music, Wu-Tang and all that, and our parents used to say, "Oh, you're gonna grow up to sell drugs. You're gonna go to jail because of the music you listen to." Like I think we always knew to separate the art from the artist, right? We always kind of just got that because I didn't know RZA because I heard him rapping the song. You know what I mean?
It was also easier. It was also easier with the lack of social media and younger.
We were
exposed to less.
Through that, yeah. We couldn't like bounce opinions and comments and on subreddits and whatnot. Now I'm looking at Neil Gaiman, his subreddit right now, and like people are just completely disappointed in this guy, man. Like his longtime fans, and I hope for his sake it's not true. I hope for his sake it's not true because
I feel like it is, but I also feel like it is, but I also feel like he didn't think he was doing anything wrong.
Yeah,
and that's a whole nother like.
Yeah, I was just about to say like neither did Diddy, neither did Maybe neither did Cosby, right? He didn't think he was doing
No,
anything
no,
wrong
no.
at
Hold
the
on,
time.
talk about Diddy. Definitely fucking knew.
Okay, yeah, Diddy knew. All right, fine.
Diddy knew.
Okay,
man.
maybe Diddy
R.
knew
Kelly knew.
85. Maybe Diddy knew 87% of the time that he was doing something wrong. Okay,
87.
I'm sure there was probably a couple
98.
percent of the
I like
time where he didn't
add
know.
like another 10% maybe
Yeah,
to that.
99.4%.
yeah.
Not 100, not 100.
Plausible
Right?
deniability, right?
He didn't have eyes all over the place, but like, you know, he literally didn't have eyes in the back of his
But
head.
here,
But
Kanye though is one
hopefully,
example. I think Kanye's he's tricked and he's not very sharp and he's going through some shit up here. I think that like here, racism and Nazi and hatefulness to me it's a mental disorder. So like that shit is like really kind of I think he's just been kind of tricked into thinking that Nazis are cool. Like
there's no way he got tricked in that. I think he just said something stupid and maybe garnering, trying to look for some kind of attention, and the shit backfired and blew up in his face.
But then you start begging the question, why did he say something stupid?
Yeah, right. Like, why would you?
Like, what?
Well, I mean, I guess the same reason that Neil Gaiman, maybe the same reason Neil Gaiman thought this was okay to do. You know, when you get to a certain status of celebrity, you kind of get this air of untouchability when everybody's telling you how great you are and how good you are and how they admire you and how you're so great. And, you know, you kind of get this air of just untouchability. Like, I can't do any wrong. You know, anything I do is fine. You know, so I've never been there. You know, I would hope for his sake, Neil Gaiman, that this isn't true, because you would hate to see a career go down like this. You know, you've built up this, and for his fans, for the true Neil Gaiman fans who follow his work, don't let this dissuade you from enjoying the work that he has put out before now. You know what I mean? Because you still, when you read American Gods, when you read Sandman, he still gave you that feeling, and that was from his art, from his writing. You know, so don't let this influence how you feel about those works. You know what I mean? Like, I still can go back and listen to College Dropout despite Kanye being an emotional wreck of a person today. You know, like, I can separate the art from the artist. So, you know, hopefully most of Neil Gaiman's fans can do the same thing. Man. It's a totally different thing. You know, we don't know these people. Just because I see Mel Gibson in a movie, I don't know Mel Gibson. You remember that a couple years ago when Mel Gibson had that phone blow up? Remember his girlfriend recorded him on the phone, and he was like yelling at her, calling her a stupid bitch, and I hope you get raped by niggers and all this stuff. You don't remember this shit? She recorded. Yeah.
That's my main. My main reference for Mel Gibson is that and Payback. Yeah.
The Payback was awesome though. That was a good ass movie.
Payback's my movie. Oh, and also
Lethal
Weapon. But anyway.
Yeah, of course, Lethal Weapon, all that stuff. Riggs, you know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, I mean, we never would have expected that from, Apocalypto. You know what I mean? Like, we never would have expected that from Mel Gibson if we didn't hear that phone call. You know, like, you know, you had a certain image of Mel in your mind, and you're like, okay, it's Mel Gibson. He seems like a cool guy. Then you hear that phone call, you're like, holy shit, you know. Well, damn.
You see, again, it's that whole, we only see, especially at that time, that era, we only see the actor, right?
Yeah, when was that? Was that like the mid 2000s, somewhere in there? 06, like 07, somewhere? Yeah.
Something like that. But like, we only see the actor. We only see the characters that the actor is playing, right? Far removed, probably, from their actual persona. We still do it to this day, and we will still do it till the end of time. Right? Like because that's our only exposure to those people. I'm sorry, go ahead.
You got to give Diddy his flowers, because Diddy seemed the same in the allegations as he did in the videos. You know what I mean? Like, Diddy, there was no separation for Diddy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't know about giving him flowers. He was a bad mother. He was
Diddy looked like he had baby oil on in half the videos he was in. You know what I'm saying? So, like, Diddy didn't look like he actually put up no front. Look, he was the same guy.
His dealings with Biggie and all the rappers that came under his wing.
Yeah. All the crazy ass dealings that he had,
all of them. Like, we knew who Diddy was.
Yeah, we knew that motherfucker was, man.
The fact that it was sexual assault and stuff, that's new. The whole Epstein-esque thing he was running.
Yeah,
that's new. But it's not outside of the realm of possibility. When I think back to the Diddy I knew, in 2005.
And I hate, I always try to look for the humanitarianism in situations. So like, I hate when people try to act like we're so above what these men are doing, right? Like we can have moral differences, but I've never been in Neil Gaiman's shoes where I'm a best-selling author, famous celebrity. I have women, who are kind of throwing themselves at you. Like what kind of pressure that puts on, what kind of temptations are there? We don't know if drugs was involved. We don't know if Neil Gaiman does cocaine or anything like that, So I would hate to seem like I'm above these shortcomings as a human. I mean, for all I know, I might have acted the same as well, I was gonna say Diddy, but not Diddy. Maybe I would have acted the same as Neil. You know what I mean? Maybe I would have acted the same as Diddy. I would have had a baby oil subscription.
I think it's like important to ask yourself the question, like, where's my moral lines, right? And like, we're not always gonna be like 100% true to that, but like I think it's important for like a person to like. I tell this to like my friends, my female friends, like all the time. It's like when you're dealing with the guy, like have your line, right? Like niggas will push you as far as they'll go, right? Just kind of how guys are, right? Have your line.
Bring up butter
beforehand.
Say no. Yeah,
right. The butter's a line.
Yeah,
butter is a line. That's
right.
the line.
That butter is the line you don't cross.
Where? No. Line. Like, no.
What? Where?
Yeah.
But like, yeah, like always have your line. So I think like it's also important for like guys, like for everybody to have their lines when it comes to like, I don't know, there's temptations all over the world, right? And we'll always be presented with new temptations. Have your line and just like be aware. If you cross that line, you should at least know that, all right, I've crossed that line. But know where your line is. I think it's a whole thing. I don't know, but yeah, that's definitely a thing I try to tell my female friends. It's like, just be aware.
Well,
like it's easy
so when did these actually start? I'm seeing July. This go as far back as that? In July when he first stopped? Before July 2024, Neil Gaiman. Okay, so yeah, July 2024.
The first I heard about it was a few weeks ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe. But yeah, I think you're right. Around July.
And you'd hate to see a career go down like that, but like I said, I didn't know Neil very much, but you have your fan bases from the books, so I'm sure those guys are very disappointed.
This is some shit here I'm reading. This is like, I don't want to read this shit. I'm not gonna read this shit, man. But it's just like, okay, well, like if y'all
took some hot coals,
right? I'm gonna drop one down, and you're gonna put it where?
Look, here, what if it says? All right, what if he says,
at this time of day?
He said, oh wait, where is it? I said no. Then he said, and then he asked me if he could come on my face, and I said no, but he did it anyway.
Well, that's not abnormal. Wait, that's not abnormal. I don't.
A lot of stuff happening there, right?
I want you to read the rest of those allegations.
But like again,
hey, look, I'm thinking no, don't stop.
Got like
that's not anything to try to.
No laws have been broken there,
right? Like
he said,
you were consensually having sex. He asked you if he could come somewhere, and he did.
He said, "Be a good girl." Like, I don't know.
So he told her, "Be a good girl." Hey, Juice, don't stop, bro. Keep reading this shit. Hold on. He told her, "Be a good girl, bro."
You gotta send me the link, girl. Like, okay.
I need to read that story. That's weird. That might be Neil's best novel right there, bro.
It's weird. It's weird. But
well, one thing that the weirdest things with human beings is sexual kinks. I mean, people get turned on by anything, man. It's weird, man. People are weird. Like, they get turned on by legs, whatever. Like, it's just you can't judge what people are into from a sexual standpoint, bro. It's just such a wide range of shit,
So we're not judging.
It's crazy.
It's just not out of the realm of possibility to be illegal. I mean, to be.
It's funny. Yeah, it's funny how these women are saying this like he did something illegal. Like
it's not.
He didn't.
It's not. Like there's nothing wrong. I don't see like anything really wrong here, like egregious enough to try to go ahead and try to cancel this dude. Again, we don't know all of the details, but it's still one of those things that there's a lot, like I said before, there's a lot of gray, and I don't know if this is all even worth them bringing it up. Like that's why I'm thinking about motive and like to what end.
Yeah.
Why are you bringing this up? To get money, to cancel him, to get your 15 minutes? Like why? Why would you bring? Because all of this stuff is innocuous that I'm hearing, but it's innocuous. Like it's like there, like you said, no laws have been broken here. So what's the motive? What's the end game? I don't understand. Where escalation had to happen, you know? Like
I'm not sure what happened to Juice, man. I'm sure he'll jump back in a second.
Oh yeah, he said he would be back. But like they're taking it public, but for what reason? I don't know.
You can only assume that it's some kind of cash grab for these women, right? I mean, from 5,000 to 300,000 to keep quiet, like that's what you could assume. Maybe they're genuinely offended and they are seeking justice for what they feel is a wrongdoing done to them by Neil, right?
But then they won't have a strong case. They won't have a strong
case
at all.
But it's the same thing, and I know we form different opinions about different celebrities, but it's the same thing with Diddy. There's a lot of gray area there. We don't know what was consensual, what wasn't, what was agreed upon beforehand.
He had a system.
There's a lot of gray area. There's a lot of wiggle room there, man. It is. Hey, I'm cool. Who's going to be at your party, Diddy? Oh, so Snoop and all these other celebrities. Well, yeah, I'll come there. I'll participate. I'll drink. I'll do. You know what I mean?
Well,
so we don't know what was
agreed for the individuals. If you're talking about for the individuals that go there, then okay, I think I hear what you're saying. But if we're talking about Diddy himself, the mastermind, no, there's no gray area.
Diddy had thousands of bottles of baby oil. That motherfucker crazy, bro. He crazy.
Yeah, he had intent. You don't accidentally collect 1,000 bottles of baby oil.
This isn't
an RPG where you're picking up this random shit and you got like all this shit in my pockets. No, this is like a fucking. He purchased those.
He
stockpiled that baby oil.
Yeah, he knew he was gonna have a party. So let me get my stockpile, man. But yeah, I was telling Frank and them, man, like we don't know what, like Frank was saying, these women don't have a strong case, and we don't know what's a money grab, what's like you said, 5,000 to 300,000 to keep quiet. That's a lot of money. Maybe some of these other women took notice of that and said, hey, well, let me get mine too. Let me see what I can get. But whenever artists,
like, you don't want to think about that, but it's like, it's unfortunate because that's a possibility. And I don't think and that's the thing, if it is anything along those lines, that is super bullshit for like actual cases where people are being taken advantage of. And you don't want that because, that's what people will automatically think about, right?
What's crazy is whenever something like this happens with any kind of celebrity, Neil, Diddy, whatever, anybody in the public space, they have sexual assault allegations, or they're just getting dragged through the media, just dragged on, and just, oh, I can't believe this person would do this. Like, you ever feel like how embarrassed they are on a personal level? Like, how does Neil Gaiman go out to the grocery store now? You know what I mean? Like, are people just looking at him like a piece of shit? You know what I mean? Like, it's like your life kind of flips upside down. And once where you were revered and respected, like, does that flip on its head? Where now you're like, people are disgusted by you. You know what I mean? Like, I can't believe this. That shit, it just has to suck, man. It has to suck, to go from the highs of highs to the lows of lows,
Like, the shit I just read, if somebody read that about me, I would be mortified.
Yeah, like, aren't you embarrassed that your sexual deviancy is
Like,
being put out there for the
I didn't
world
wanna
to
say it
read?
anyway. Oh, that's so embarrassing.
Damn,
But
they know about the butter thing. Shit, you know? Like, damn.
fuck.
Yeah, you
Now
found
people
out. Damn it.
understand it was actually margarine. Fuck.
Yeah, it was margarine. They didn't get it right. Yeah,
They'll
was it
never
like, was it
understand the
spread? That's
difference.
a good story. Like, was it a stick of butter? Was it spread? You know, because the spread comes in the tub. You know, you got to scoop the spread out and spread it over. So, which might actually be better for that situation than a stick. You know, stick
Right.
of butter. You know,
But then if they're spreading it, where's the butter knife? Where'd that come from? Room service? Concierge?
Gotta use the palm.
You just
he
have it on
uses
hand?
he
You have a
uses pinky. He uses pinky.
custom made butter knife?
He was like, yeah, I know where I'm
These
sticking this.
occasions,
Yeah,
right? Long nail, right? The long nail, just like
and the crack nail. Yeah,
Yeah, crack
one
the
dip of
butter up.
cocaine, one scoop of butter. That's the cocaine nail right there, man. Anybody who has a long pinky nail, that's the cocaine nail, man. You heard that shit, man.
Yeah, scoop that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. So yeah, that was just a fucking story I wanted to talk about, man. This is like super disappointing, you know. But yeah, man, we gotta draw our lines as we see fit. I guess for me, it just comes down to like the level of intent behind the shit they did. Again, I can listen to old Kanye. I can't listen to new Kanye because at this point, I feel like he's fully involved in the Blassie shit.
Well,
Yeah,
new
he loves
Kanye
the
kind of
Blassie shit
sucks.
now.
Yeah, new Kanye is not the same as old Kanye. Like, he's not the.
So part of it. Also, there's a whole other aspect. It's kind of metaphysical, but I'll throw it out there anyway. Some people say that art doesn't come from the person; it comes through the person. So
Yeah.
maybe it's
But
not
that's kind of
even.
the same. That's hold on. That's kind of the same. If it comes through the person, then what's the source of the art? You know, it's still the person.
Powers.
There's a higher power.
discuss
There's a higher power at play that that uses the person as a vessel to create the art.
Their higher self.
Yeah.
Anyway, getting metaphysical, but anyway, like I think there are ways to separate the art from the artist. You know, you just depends. Like I can't listen to R. Kelly sex songs now. That's weird.
Yeah. No, I'm telling you, go back and listen to a couple of them. Go back and listen to a couple of them. I guarantee he was talking to some 15. He was talking to some underage girls in them Jones, man. Just listen to the words, man.
I can't either.
It seems like you're ready. Well, what do you mean? She ain't a grown woman. The grown woman will know she ready or not. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're talking to a 15-year-old in that song or something, man. R. Kelly, out of all these guys, Diddy, Neil, I'm sure R. Kelly did that shit, bro. R. Kelly did that shit, bro. It's like Dave Chappelle said when OJ walked away and all his friends looked at each other and said, man, that nigga did that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how you is about R. Kelly, man. R. Kelly's guilty, bro. 100%. Like, when he flipped out on that interview, I'm sick of this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, when he flipped out on that interview, where it was a lady.
For my life.
Yeah. I mean, you could tell he was guilty. I'm like, all right, you look guilty, bro. Like, come on, man. Like, you look like you cracking right now.
I'm fighting for my fucking life.
Which is ridiculous to me. Why the hell does R. Kelly be underage women? You're R. fucking Kelly, you know? Whatever.
Anyway, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another bag of cats.
Anyway. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, gentlemen.
You guys want anything else?
I got a dentist appointment I gotta leave for at 7 a.m. So I gotta hit it.
Are they open that early?
No. It's at 8, but it's in Reston, so I gotta at 7 travel out there. Yeah. Never changed dentists. Never changed dentists from when I was living out there. So
hey, if you got a good dentist though, because real talk, man, like I
can
stand dentists, man. Like, dude,
Oh, really?
I had ones that like it was I was better off before I went.
Really? Oh, damn. I'm almost afraid to recommend mine to you. Your standards might be higher.
Simple cleaning, simple getting cavity filled. I was like, fuck my shit up, man. Like, on the backside, man.
Oh, shit.
Like,
damn. Well, I mean, the dentist I go to is just called simply Reston Dental Center or Reston Dental. So it's in Reston. It's a hike, but they've been good to me for years. I've been going to them since like 2013 or 14.
Jeez, yeah.
Yeah, so they've been good to me for a while. Yeah, I don't know.
No,
Like,
I'm good. I'm good. I'm not.
I'm afraid.
not
I'm
gonna lie.
afraid to recommend because you go over there and be like, "Yo, what the fuck is this?" And
Yeah, what you do to me and shit, yeah.
what you do to my teeth? What are you doing to me?
No,
And
like
I'm like,
I don't know,
damn.
man. Because it was the one I went to was back in Alexandria, and
Okay.
like they were just supposed to like fill a cavity, but you know they have those other tech shit, so they was doing all this other stuff, and it was like they just
They pull out your
they
wisdom
wore
teeth
my
and like,
yeah, the whole resin thing. So they were doing that, but they were like to do that they had to like clear an area. Anyway, the dude cleared my tooth like all the way through, and this kind of was just like left it. So now I had like a worse cavity, and it was like the nerve was like borderline exposed, and it was a whole thing, man. Yeah, that was terrible.
Damn.
And then
That shit painful.
That sounds painful.
Yeah, it sucks.
Fuck.
Yeah, man.
Anyway, have fun tomorrow.
I will.
Right.
Look,
well, anyway, good luck. Yeah.
look. Like I've been going and like I never really like paid like that much close attention to my teeth until like recently, and I've been aggressive with my teeth. I've been using charcoal toothbrush. I've been using you know, I got a flouse, electronic flosser, and I've been using. It's just like a conduit with like floss heads that you attach to it, and then they have like 3 speeds, it's like a vibrating toothbrush almost, but a flosser, and then you just hit whatever frequency you want, and then you just floss, and it vibrates, and the vibration takes care of more of the stuff between your teeth. So
okay, word.
Yeah, but so I got one of those. So the last time I went, they were like, "Yo, your teeth are really good. Like, what have you been doing?" And I'm like, "Charcoal toothbrush, floss more, and yeah." And I got a toothpaste that's like whitening toothpaste, and also takes care of like, you know, the stuff, the germs and shit. And so they were like, "Your teeth are really good," and I'm like, "Thank you."
Ha!
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I hope I
throw it in their face. That's right.
Yeah. Yeah, but I only got to see them twice a year. Yeah, no. I've been very aggressive. They told me like that I don't need to use the charcoal, but I'm like, I want to, because they said charcoal is like more aggressive.
Okay. So it is like it's a toothbrush or toothpaste?
Toothbrush.
Okay.
Yeah. Toothbrush. It's not like literal charcoal, but like it's got like charcoal. It's like fine charcoal that they use to make the bristles. And what that does is that it whitens your teeth. It whitens your teeth just by brushing.
I'm gonna fuck with that.
So yeah, I've had pretty good success with that. Especially the dentist is telling me like, "Yo, your teeth are in great shape." So yeah. Anyway, all right, fellas. Well, it's great talking.
Yeah, man. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Episode something, first one of 2025, but definitely not the last, man. So the next one will probably be what? Probably after Captain America. And the inauguration is this week coming up, right?
Inauguration in 2 days.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Or is it
Damn,
Monday?
you going, Juice? You ain't going to the? I know. My bad, though. I don't want to set you off for the end of the cast. Sorry. Apologies, bro. Apologies.
Excuse
me?
Me?
My bad. Excuse me? I just offended this nigga by saying that
the
shit.
Fuck you think you talking to?
Right. Who the fuck you think you talking to? Yeah. Hey, man. But yeah, right, thanks, guys. That's gonna do it for us here on the Intelligent Idea Talkers podcast. Yo. All boys. I'll talk to y'all later, man. Y'all be good, man.
Y'all be good.
Getting that charcoal toothbrush.
Yeah, man. Do it. Later.
Later, fellas.
Welcome to the Intelligent Idea Talkers podcast. to the Intelligent Idea Pocket